Oh my goodness. And there it is. Wow, get to go.
Oh.
Good afternoon, good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Bowl TV. My name is Matt Canizaro, and thank you for tuning in for continued coverage of the 2021 PWBA Tour. We are here this week at the International Training and Research Center in Arlington, Texas, for this 4-event fiesta, the PWBA Kickoff Classic Series. Starting things off with the Bowlers Journal Classic. Things got underway yesterday with qualifying 9 games across 2 squads for the day. We cut the field down from the top 36 to just 12 players for round-robin match play. All of that comes up here in just a few minutes. I'll be joined by my co-host Aaron Smith momentarily, and we'll have the rundown for you. Recap of yesterday's action at the ITRC. We'll introduce our 12 players, the format for today, and the schedule. We've got 2 6-game blocks. First one coming up here again in just a few minutes. Second one this afternoon. And we'll have the stepladder finals tonight live on Bowl TV. You can check all that out and the schedule, the details, all of the recap scores from yesterday at PWBA.com. And all the action this week for qualifying and match play completely free. All you have to do is sign up for a login at BowlTV.com, and you can check it all out. And hopefully you like what you see. And then if you'd like to see the exciting finish to each event at the kickoff series, you can follow the subscription information. We'll have all the details and pricing for you again as we get comfortable here on Bowl TV. It's going to be an exciting day. A little bit of a format change from yesterday, so we'll talk about that. And again, in just a few minutes, Aaron Smith will be joining me. Yesterday, we had some terrific guests here on Bowl TV as well. Terrific, awesome insight from some players, ball reps. Jason Thomas was inside the ITRC, bringing us all the great news and notes as well. Terrific social media coverage from our on-site team. So looking forward to more of that today. Stay tuned. Again, continued coverage of the 2021 Bowlers Journal Classic, all part of the PWBA Kickoff Classic Series here on Bowl TV. Thanks for tuning in. Again, my name is Matt Canizaro. Got an exciting day ahead. Welcome back to Bowl TV. All right, so now we are getting ready to go inside the ITRC. Practice about to get underway. In the meantime, let's bring in my co-host, as I said, Aaron Smith, the heartbeat of this operation behind the scenes. Aaron Smith, welcome back. What a day yesterday. Looking forward to some more excitement today. We're going to shift gears a little bit. Yesterday, we saw qualifying, 3 bowlers prepare. And just like the bowlers, now we'll kind of change their momentum a little bit. It'll be head-to-head match play. So 2 bowlers on each pair. The pace will be a little bit quicker. Our pace will be a little bit quicker as well. Definitely more to talk about yesterday. We had some time for some storytelling today. It's going to be a lot of action, a lot of excitement. Those matches, you never know, coming down to the 10th frame. Bonus pins on the line. So many storylines. I can't wait to bring it all to you.
Absolutely, Matt, and good morning. And welcome everybody to BowlTV.com for the PWBA Bowlers Journal Classic. What a crazy first day, but so much excitement. It was great to be back, being able to watch the PWBA Tour after such a long hiatus. We're excited for today, 12 games of match play, as you mentioned, bonus pins, math, all that good stuff. It's going to be fun. Of course, the stepladder finals tonight on BowlTV.com, 9 p.m. Eastern. That's going to be great to check out. Let's bring in the lanes and as we watch some of the practice here. Where are you feeling we should start today, Mr. Canizaro?
Well, I think after yesterday's exciting qualifying, let's give some respect to our qualifying leader or leaders. So let's see if we can find Ashley Galante. She led the way, averaged more than 222 over her 9 games to take the top spot heading into match play. She's got something to prove this year after some close calls in the recent past. Just not able to get it done on day 2. Very focused on carrying that momentum forward and being able to realize just the different mentality not only for the format, but for the transition of the lanes and all the things that come with that. So Ashley led the way. She was followed by Erin McCarthy in the standings, Danielle McEwen, Shannon O'Keefe, Maria Jose Rodriguez, Chrissy Leon. We'll get the whole rundown here, introduce all 12 players as we get going. But some top contenders ready. Excited to be back on the lanes and ready to prove themselves here in 2021.
Absolutely. And we got Ashley taking on Aaron over on 1 and 2. And it looks like Danielle and Shannon on 3 and 4. So a star-studded start here on BullTV.com. We're going to bring in Jason Thomas real quick from inside the ITRC. Good morning, Jason.
Good morning, guys. And how you doing?
We're excellent. We're ready.
I am ready as well. I've been here for a couple hours and, got to hear some of the chit chat going. I can't tell you all of it because this is a family show, but definitely had some interesting conversations with some of the ball reps and also Shannon O'Keefe, first one here this morning. Not surprising. We had a very interesting conversation about her day yesterday. I mean, if I had to paraphrase it, I would basically say she just kind of hung around. It's almost like the Lakers in the 80s. They hang with you for 3 quarters and then they put it on you in the 4th quarter. And so this is the 4th quarter right now for her. And, obviously she's the player of the year, 2-time reigning. Wouldn't be going out on a limb if I said, she would have a great day, but she is ready for today. Also spoke with Christy Leong this morning. Very emotional interview that we posted this morning. Mike Flanagan, put that together for us last night, and she's bowling on. This is basically she's got a what do they call it in basketball? The 13th team member, right? She's doing this for her dad, and she whacked him in the morning yesterday. They're going to be like that all day today, so I would look at her as being a pretty big factor in this event. And then Ashley Galante, just want to touch on her real quick. She was one of the all-time great junior and collegiate players. She has not had a lot of success out here on tour. It's really just been kind of a confidence issue. Getting over that hump when it comes to bowling well in match play, bowling a big last game to make the cut. She's going to be an interesting player to watch today. So we'll bring you all the stories as we go, but they're about to get started here. So have a great show.
Thanks, JT. We appreciate it, and thank you again for all the great work down at the ITRC.
Aaron Smith, he recapped it pretty well. Again, 12 players remaining from a field of 36 and 12 amazing storylines. We probably could go on for more than an entire game about each player, what they've been up to, what they've overcome, how they've contributed to the world and making it a better place through a challenging 2020. I can't wait to be able to tell some of those stories, watch some exciting matches. And again, yesterday, qualifying a little different pace. Today, could come down to those 10th frame finishes and the highlight reels. Getting ready. Hope JT's got his cameras charged. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Absolutely. And folks, as you tune in, obviously a big thank you to all the folks who watched yesterday on BullTV.com. We are live on Facebook as well on the PWBA and Sport Bowling USBC pages. So for the good folks who are watching on Facebook, to enjoy the show and the entire match play rounds today, be sure to head over to BullTV.com, create a free login, and just, kind of check out the platform. It's going to be free all day today, except for the stepladder finals. So the live stepladder finals tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, will require a subscription to BullTV.com. You have 4 options. If you plan on watching all year, check out the annual for $79.95. Monthly recurring, $9.95. If you just want to check out the stepladder finals here for the Kickoff Classic Series, 4 events, $12.95, or if you want to go by each individual event, that's $4.95. So a lot of great options. And you know what we're going to give away tonight, Matthew? It's going to be cool. It's a PS4. So you got to be watching on Bull TV. Got to subscribe to have the opportunity to win that. So, you got all day. We're going to have some bowling. We're going to have a little break between this round and the next round at 5 p.m. Eastern. But we certainly encourage you to go ahead and join us in the Bull TV community. We'll be live on Facebook for this first game. We got a great lineup here with our top 4 competitors from yesterday. But be sure to subscribe create a login just to watch tonight as well, but subscribe to watch the live stepladder finals. You can go back and see all the archived events as well. It's going to be pretty great, and we look forward to bringing it to you.
Aaron Smith, you are a super generous guy. Free content all day and all night through qualifying to match play, giving away PS4. You are a superstar, not only with your friendship and information here, but with all the goodies for the Bowl TV viewers. So I hope they all take advantage of those opportunities and get signed in and get ready for tonight. Certainly, it'll be worth it. Looking forward to that. And again, 12 terrific competitors here. I hope you practice your micro machine speech because at the pace that we're expecting here, of course, the best of the best, only 12 games today, 2 6-game matches or blocks. And they're going to speed through this already underway. So let's not waste another minute. Let's get right to it. Again, our featured matchers here right now. It's our top seed, Ashley Galante, taking on number 2 qualifier, Aaron McCarthy. And then it's number 3, Danielle McEwen against Shannon O'Keefe, the 2-time reigning player of the year. Aaron, I'll be honest with you. Again, I expected, of course, all of these players to come out excited and ready to bowl and put on a great show for us. Looking at the first few games of the squad yesterday, it looked like Shannon O'Keefe absolutely was ready to prove that she is not going to give up that top spot in the rankings, even though 2 calendar years have passed since we last saw a PWBA competition. She did falter a little bit late in the block, which we expected in general based on what we heard from some of the reports on how the lane conditions were going to transition. But it looked like Shannon was going to run away with it. Slowed her pace a little bit. Again, ended up 4th on the day. Ashley was able to hold on. And I know she had a couple hiccups along the way as well that she's ready to work on today. So could be anybody among the top 4 at the end of the day. 12 great players. Danielle McEwen has had past success at the ITRC, won the Tour Championship in that venue back in 2015. She has been in the running for Player of the Year every year, really, but especially the last 2 years. So she is very motivated to make the jump. Just so much happening, so many players looking for their first titles. I could go on and on. I don't want to hog all the airspace. So talk a little bit to me here.
No, that was good stuff, Matt. I think you made a good point about, and I think this, you mentioned Shannon, kind of slowing down at the end of the block, but it seemed like every player who made the top 12, kind of had that roller coaster type day where, and we heard it a lot on this 39-foot pattern. You can view the pattern by visiting PWBA.com, or if you're on BowlTV.com, go ahead and click on the information tab right above the chat. That little tiny eye will get you to the same page with all the information. But it seemed like, we heard a lot of talk about it was going to be pretty, for this caliber of player, it shouldn't be too much of a issue getting to the pocket. Carrying was going to be the big issue, but it seemed like throughout the course of the block, we saw a lot of 220s, 230s, not as many 260s and 270s as I think we thought going in, but it seemed like everyone just kind of had that hiccup game or two. And for some folks, it was a certain pair. When we talked to Danielle yesterday, she said 7-8 was the one. For Aaron McCarthy, she had some struggles on 11 and 12. 11 and 12 was the lowest scoring pair during A squad yesterday. So, we'll keep an eye out for that as well. But it's, I think the interesting thing is going to be just to see how much players jump around. I just don't see a situation where someone kind of stays in that top 4 throughout the course of the day with as close as everybody is, unless, someone is just going crazy here. Only 91 pins separate Ashley Galante in first from Lindsay Boomershine in 12th place. And with the 30 bonus pins for a win, everyone's still in play to make the stepladder final, which, that's one of the cool parts about the round robin match play aspect of it. But, usually you see a few players kind of get away from the field. That wasn't the case yesterday. It's all pretty close. And 91 pins, even if we didn't have bonus pins, is pretty accessible for over 12 games. So it's going to be interesting to see who can make the big jump. We talked a little bit about Angie Ramirez-Perea as the lone left-hander, finding her way into the top 12. If she can find a look here on the fresh, that's going to be very advantageous to her, knowing that she's going to see, potentially the same pretty similar look across the house outside, the different little things topography offers from pair to pair. But it's going to be fun to watch. And I think everyone on Bowl TV is going to really have a treat as we make our way down from 12 players to 4 by about 7 o'clock tonight, local time.
Well, Aaron, we talked a lot yesterday about the venue, about the oil pattern, the ITRC. While it's only 14 competition lanes, the way those lanes are used traditionally, it could have differences, of course, as we know, from pair to pair, lane to lane, and those are things some of the players are familiar with, having taken notes. They took notes yesterday about how things were going to work in that regard. And again, the change from 3 players to 2 players will affect how the lanes transition. But I think they learned some things along the way yesterday, and some of those lows might not be quite as low as we saw, and some motivation and just the excitement, the adrenaline, so many factors as we get rolling here. Bonus pins could be huge as well. Over 12 games, that's a lot of real estate too. But you're right. The fact that it's so close from top to bottom, there's so much motivation. Should be nothing but excitement. And we're already nearly halfway through game number 1 here at the ITRC. What are we seeing so far? We see a lot of strikes, that's for sure.
Yeah, kind of glancing across the house, and we also have live scoring available too. A couple players starting off with the front 4. We mentioned Angie. She's over on 9 and 10 right now, taking on Jillian Martin. A lot of strikes so far in that match. But Danielle and Aaron McCarthy also putting together some strikes here in the early going. So it's, these players got the opportunity to practice, and it was a unique situation for practice, but, they during the official practice session, they had the Bowlers Journal Classic pattern on the left lane and the ITRC Classic pattern, which will start tomorrow on the right lane. So, you maybe didn't get to see all the tendencies from the pattern on the fresh from lane to lane. You got some of the, obviously the left lane you kind of knew, but, they kind of understood what they saw in the fresh. Ashley was one who got off to a very strong start yesterday, shot 245. Danielle, the same. I believe she was 247 out of the gates. So those were some players who found some success, but we kind of saw that, from the players in the top 12, we had a few players. Aaron was 190 out of the gates. And then she went 279, 257. So once, they kind of opened up a little bit, all of a sudden Aaron was able to take advantage and put together some strikes like we've seen her do so many times before. Shannon, was kind of in that 202 teen pace for the first few games before she went 266. So it seemed like there were different times of the block for everybody to kind of get their pins in the top 12. And we got plenty of different varieties. It seems like a lot of angles are in play. So I think right now it's about playing to your strengths, especially in the shorter format with just 6 games per block, a real oil in between, and, looking ahead to the final 6 games later tonight.
All right. Well, as we said earlier, again, coming into a fresh slate here in 2021, all the players with different motivations. Looking forward to sharing some of those stories as things unfold here today. We can start with, you already mentioned Shannon a little bit, and her start yesterday. It took a couple games before she really got rolling, and for Ashley Galante, it was actually the opposite. She got the hot start out of the gate, a couple big games to get ahead early, and then she faltered a little bit. But her struggles have been, as she said, coming into day 2, expecting it to be the same as day number 1, which you never can do. There's just so much that's different, whether it be your adrenaline personally and your approach to it mentally, or just the fact that there's less players and just things are going to break down differently. And so it was her downfall in the past. She was set in her mindset as, I'm going to do what I did yesterday and it's going to work. And then when it didn't, the fall, as you pointed out, being so close from top to bottom, it's not a gradual thing. It can happen very quickly. And you start the day in the top 5, all of a sudden, you're floundering in 12th place and wondering why. And she's learned from those experiences. And she said, unfortunately, she's had to learn more than once that's how it works. So coming into today, new day, you look at each shot, the ball reaction, what are the lanes giving you? You don't worry about what happened yesterday, what worked with. I mean, obviously those are going to give you ideas, but you have to come in today, just see what's in front of you and take advantage of that. And she's ready to do that. And of course, the things that went wrong in just a couple of games, work on those, talk it out with the teammates and ball reps and get back to it. So here she is up on lane 2 at the ITRC. and looking to get some momentum here. I think today, Aaron, as the players get more comfortable in general and on this oil pattern, it's going to be about the strikes, as you can see, not making the spares, unfortunately, for today.
Yeah, Ashley is going to be in a little tough spot here with Aaron starting with the front six. Danielle looking for 7 in a row right here. Her and Shannon playing pretty direct, and that was pretty nice. Report from JT, Angie Ramirez with the front six on 9 and 10 as well. But going back to Ashley, I think, there's no doubt, and JT kind of mentioned it when he stopped in as well. There's no doubt to the talent that she has exhibited for a long time, from being a junior standout and kind of, finding success in college. And, we've all been kind of waiting for it to culminate here on the PWBA tour. And, she's had some really good events. When we had her on the PWBA podcast, we talked a lot about her performance at the U.S. Women's Open 2017, rolling a 300 there, putting together a great performance. But it's been one of those things where we're still waiting for that breakthrough moment for her. When you talk about the mindset, trying to change the strategy, not necessarily just relying on, okay, this works, so, this is, how we're going to attack it. I think that's going to be beneficial to her, not only in this tournament, but moving forward as she looks for that first step ladder finals appearance and first title.
So we know it's as much mental as it is physical. All these players know how to bowl. They know how to get it done, but it's how you handle things upstairs. And they're learning. They learn as they go. Ashley, with experience and success, will come progress as well. The same as any of these players, Shannon and Danielle. They've all been there. So looking forward to seeing that success continue. Now, on the Shannon and Danielle side, the last time I saw them compete in person, it was for the gold medal at the World Women's Championships in Las Vegas in 2019. Danielle came away with that victory. Huge. 259, 193 was the final score there. They've been teammates on Team USA for a long time, always working together. In that case, it was all about the United States getting the win. Didn't matter who it was. It was gold and silver for the USA regardless. And now this is a different world on the PWBA Tour. They're friends and teammates off the lanes right now. They're both trying to get that first trophy of 2021. Danielle out to the quick start here, looking for the front 8 now. Erin McCarthy also continuing to strike. So excitement already. We didn't have a perfect game yesterday. I think 7 was our longest string. And now these players aren't messing around here on day 2.
Yeah, it's an Angie Ramirez also stepping up to look for 8 in a row. And folks, if you're watching on BullTV.com, we're sure you're enjoying the commentary from Matt and I, and we're going to do our best throughout the course of the day. But, if you want to jump around from pair to pair, you have that ability as well. We have every pair in place streaming from BullTV.com. If you're on desktop, just go below the video and you'll be able to see everything. You'll see PWBA 1 through 4, 5 through 8, 9 through 10, and 11 through 12. You can select and just watch that without the commentary. If you're on mobile, you can also watch it by clicking in the top right-hand corner. You have the little 4-box window pane. That'll take you to all the channels as well.
All right, as you saw there, Erin McCarthy failed to strike, but still with the commanding lead here in this opening match.
So we got our first front 9 here. So for the folks on BullTV.com, you're going to get to see this throughout the course of the day. Folks on Facebook, this is the time to be telling your friends or getting that login taken care of, because it looks like the business is about to pick up here. So Danielle McCune will be stepping up momentarily. I'm going to say it. I'm going to be the guy looking for the first 300 of the Bowlers Journal Classic and the first 300 of the 2021 PWBA Tour season. There, I said it. It's out there in the world. So you all know who to tell Danielle if it doesn't work out.
Well, eventually it's going to happen, and you're going to be the hero because you let everybody know what was going on, and they didn't miss it. But, it's so cool that you can flip between stations and channels and see every shot of everything going on. If you miss it, go back in the archives, check it out. When it does happen, we'll have highlights of it some top-notch coverage here by the onside team down there as well. And I didn't get a chance to follow the social media too much yesterday, but it sounded like some great stuff, and the stuff I saw was awesome, and just so many different ways to tell these stories, and it's awesome to be a part of it. And
absolutely. Great job out there to Mike and Kim for going crazy out there with the stuff. It was great to see all the updates. Angie right now is up in her 9th frame. She's going to go 9th, 10th. So this is kind of, I'm gonna watch and see what happens. We may have to switch back and forth between 9 and 10 and 1 through 4 here. And Angie, no doubter. So we're going to head over real quick since Shannon still has a fill ball. We're going to go ahead over to 9 and 10. So bear with us here as we head over there. The power of technology. Good people of Earth.
Good left-handers of Earth. The only lefty in the field, Angie Ramirez Perea. And we talked about this yesterday quite a few times. Again, if she can get locked in, there'll be nobody standing in her way, and she'll be essentially hitting almost entirely fresh pairs throughout match play. So, if she can find the look, of course, that's what being left-handed is all about. But here she is with the front 9.
It looks like Shannon is on her fill ball right now, so we'll do our best to go back and forth and try to get all of these folks. That one was right from the get-go. So front 9 before Angie's string of strikes comes to an end. 278. The opportunity for the victory still out there. Let's hustle back to lanes 1 through 4.
So, Aaron, that was one where you knew as soon as she let it go where it was headed, unfortunately. But a great start for the left-hander. And, bonus pins on the line as well. So a huge move up. And, with the standings being as tight as they are, and 12 players, 4 making it to the stepladder. She's well on her way. Danielle now looking for a piece of history at the ITRC.
Ooh. I haven't seen every one of them, but a lot of these have been 10 straight back. 10 in a row. 236 for Shannon O'Keefe. A great game, unfortunately, has run into the buzzsaw. That is Danielle McEwen, the 5-time PWBA Tour champion and the back-to-back runner-up for Player of the Year to Shannon in 2018 and 2019. So perhaps letting Shannon know early on this year that she's going to be in the mix again for Player of the Year.
Aaron, it's so close. Ash is going to pull a decent game, and she's going to fall out of the top 4 already very quickly.
It's like we said, folks, it's going to be crazy. That's why you want that Bowl TV subscription. Create the login, watch qualifying and match play, but got to have the subscription too. Looking for 11 in a row. And come on, 4-pin. Come on. All right, so that was still my fault. Jason Thomas going to be coming in. JT.
Yeah, guys, I know we're all busy talking about 300 games and whatnot, which is exciting. But I'm actually watching Valerie Bercier in front of me. She's bowling Missy Park in this game. They're in a tight match. But she's already made a ball change.
Oh, wow.
Spare 4-bagger, then 3 dead flat 10 pins. And ball changed in the 9th to something a little weaker. And left another flat 10 and then missed it because I think she was thinking, what do we do here to carry? But that's just something to look at. Valerie, one of the players that likes to go left to right a little more than some of the other players in the field. But the fact that she's already made a ball change shows you that they're already transitioning.
And she talked about that a little bit yesterday too, and we had her on the broadcast. She went through quite a few different bowling balls throughout the course of the 9 games, and as you mentioned, likes to get a little bit farther left than some of these players. So and time's going to go quick. So especially with as tight as everything is, you got to be quick with those moves.
Yeah, and that also kind of you think would bode well for Angie because she just came out of the gate and whacked them in game 1. Now she's going to get to go to a pair where they're going to be exactly the same. All the righties in the field are going to have to figure out who they're following, where they played them, and they're going to have to deal with some transition. So this is the best possible start for Angie Ramirez.
Absolutely. We'll be looking forward to see just after one game how much mix-up we have in the standings. JT, thank you again for the quick report there. It's good to know, folks in Bowl TV. If you want to know about some of those equipment changes, let us know. JT, the man on the scene, to run down some of that information for us. So JT,
pitch purple.
pitch
Andrew,
purple.
that's what Andrew Ramirez is throwing. I'm just trying to get ahead of the questions.
So I got a little urethane on the left side. There we go. All right.
But yeah, I'm willing to take requests. So anybody wants to know what ball anybody's throwing, I'll bring them in. I can even bring in someone that's a little more knowledgeable than I am, namely the ball reps.
All right, JT, we appreciate it as always, and we'll let you go get ready for game 2, and we'll talk to you soon.
Well, Aaron Smith, we only watched a few players that game, but we saw 3 games of 267 or better. So if that's any indication of how the day is going to go, again, we saw some players start off very, very well yesterday and then slow down, and we saw some that did the opposite. So it's a matter of being, I think, consistent, to say the least, and figure out where things went wrong yesterday, make those adjustments, and, of course, the goal always is to continue doing the things that went well. For our top seed coming into match play, Ashley Galante, a spare here in the field ball, and she'll be in the 190s and playing catch up now with 11 games left to go in match play. Again, 12 players remaining, 12 head-to-head matches. Of course, there'll be 11 matches and a position round. Bonus pins on the line for each victory, 30 bonus pins, and total pinfall for the 21 games with bonus pins will determine the 4 players who advance to the step ladder finals later tonight. That's at 9 p.m. Eastern, live on Bowl TV. Again, all of the qualifying and match play free of charge. All you have to do is create a login on Bowl TV, and then to watch the step ladders live will require a subscription, very reasonably priced. Aaron Smith, I would say, if you divide that out over the year and the amount of events we're going to see, not only for the PWBA but for USBC in general, that's really quite reasonable.
Absolutely, Matt. 4 options for this event. You can obviously go with the annual or the monthly at all times, $79.95 or $9.95. Both of those reoccurring. For the Kickoff Classic Series, $12.95 for all 4 stepladder finals. Let's say you just wanted to watch the Bowlers Journal Classic stepladder final tonight. That will be $4.95 to get you to the live action tonight. Once again, 9 p.m. Eastern. So for our good folks who have been tuning in on Facebook on PWBA and the Sport of Bowling USBC, we certainly thank you for joining us here. You're going to have to head over to bowltv.com, though, to continue watching. We're going to be shutting the stream off on social media, just bowltv.com. You're going to have to come party with us over there. So we certainly hope to see it. Create a login. It takes 2 minutes. It's easy. We know you got an email address. You got a name. That's all you need. That's basically it. So, folks, Matt and I are going to step away for a quick second as we get ready for game 2. But be sure to hang out with us at Bowl TV. For all the folks who are already here, be on the lookout for more. We'll have some fun here in the next few games as we get closer to determining the stepladder finalists, the top 4 for the Bowlers Journal Classic. Everyone, hang tight. We'll be back with game number 2 in just a moment. And remember, folks, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here. Hey, everybody, really quick while we wait for game number 2 to start, we are going to share this great video that we posted earlier today on Christy Leong, one of the players in the top 12. Check out this interview with her after her block yesterday, qualifying for match play here at the Bowlers Journal Classic. Enjoy.
So the reason why I love bowling is probably because I've been doing it for so long. As a 5-year-old or even less, even younger, we always had bowling balls in our hands, and that's what we did. And so I love bowling. I love the competitive spirit behind it. It's not often that you can be competitive in league or just local tournaments, and so it's nice to come out here and just compete against my peers and know, I don't do this full time by any means. And so it's nice to finally make a cut and finally make, I've always been super close, like alternate or just a few, less. But since I made it to match play, I think just repeating the shots that I threw today, obviously less play on the lanes. And, my main goal this week is to be ahead of the ball changes. My dad passed away of COVID on December 7th, and he would always tell me that I was a frame or two behind. So I'm making a promise to myself that I need to be ahead of the changes. So when I feel like it's time, like I just need to do it. And so for me, it's about being ahead of the transition and hopefully just keep on throwing good shots. He was definitely the driving force behind my bowling. I wasn't necessarily looking to be so competitive, and he, from an early age, just kind of made us bowl. So I really attribute all of this to him, to his ability to not be so physically talented, but have the mental capacity to win. And I'm hoping that I carry that with me this week. Here it is. I have a patch with his initials, and I'm just wearing it here because it's close to my heart. So I'm hoping that he stays with me. I did trip out a couple fours and some Brooklyn carries and a few spares that I probably should have missed, but they somehow fell. So he's with me, and I know he's watching, and I'm pretty sure he's proud. I've never dreamed that this could be a career for me. I kind of was just bowling on the side. It wasn't something that I was going to do full time, including I basically told myself this is the last chance because I'm a lot older than a lot of these girls or these women. So I just want to say thank you to everybody. Thank you to Storm, Turbo, Hank, you're amazing. My mom and my sisters and my husband and my daughter, I love you guys. And thanks for the encouragement and the support this week.
Big thank you to Mike Flanagan for putting together that emotional interview with Christy Leong. Our condolences to the Leong family for the passing of the great Terry Leong, definitely a staple in the bowling community. We're going to head back to the lanes now as we prepare for game number 2 here on Bowl TV of the 2021 PWBA Bowlers Journal Classic. Welcome back, everybody. Game 2 here on Bowl TV of the 2021 PWBA Bowlers Journal Classic, taking place at the ITRC in Arlington, Texas. My name is Aaron Smith, sitting alongside the man, the myth, the legend himself, Matt Cannizzaro. Game 2 of 6 underway. Maria Jose Rodriguez and Shannon O'Keefe squaring off in this head-to-head match on lanes 1 and 2. Aaron McCarthy and Christy Leong now bowling on 3 and 4. We saw Shannon and Aaron last match. Both bowled well. Aaron with a 267 and a win. Shannon shot 236, usually a pretty solid game in a head-to-head format, but unfortunately ran into a 289, the front 10 from Danielle McEwen, to take the L to kick things off here in match play.
All right, Mr. Smith. Well, as we saw with that video with Christy Leong, especially in 2020 and 2021 now, it's more than just about bowling. You know, it's an emotional world right now, and just so much going on, and so many contributors in different ways, and it transcends bowling and beyond the lanes, and just again some of the amazing storylines and things, and the motivations and what the players and everybody went through, and how important and special it is to be back at it, and we're getting to watch it live here on Bowl TV from various locations. Makes it even better. So, again, it's going to be an awesome season. It's just the first of 20 events, and an opportunity for us to tell those stories. And, we met some great players yesterday, and we'll talk about them today. We already mentioned the youngster, 16-year-old, Jillian Martin, the reigning Rookie of the Year, Valerie Bercier. We talked to some of them early in our coverage, and will later on, and look forward to seeing their on-lane performances as well. We'll have standings for you in just a minute. And again, we're watching continued coverage here of our 2 match play rounds today. We'll have a cut to the top 4 for the step ladder tonight. All good stuff, all made possible, of course, by our friends at Bowlers Journal International. We had John Mark Mandione on yesterday as one of our guests. He's the editor of Bowlers Journal, already planning on some great coverage for the upcoming issues based on this PWBA start to the season. I can't wait for that. Of course, we get to participate in some of that now as well. With Bowlers Journal coming in-house, we get to, again, work closely with John Mark and the staff, and help produce the magazine, the weekly cyber report, all that good stuff. And I can't wait to see some of the coverage and some of the different angles to the same stories that we're telling here daily during the event.
Yeah, John Mark, Mike Pinozzo, the whole crew over there always does a great job. Always look forward to seeing the latest issue arrive in the mailbox. Get to see, and we're kind of lucky now we get to see a sneak peek, so we kind of get to know what the stories are. John Mark touched on it. It's going to be a great feature on Amanda Vermelia coming up in the February issue. That's coming out in just a couple of days. There's also a very nice write-up on Brad Miller. I know a lot of folks, big fan of Brad and Kyle. There's definitely a great couple pages on him, winning the Steve Nagy Sportsmanship Award this season. So it was a great look into a little bit more about Brad outside of the video and the vlogs and everything. So be sure to look for those coming up soon. And of course, you can go to bowlersjournal.com, subscribe, and get sent right to your house as well. We're going to go back inside the ITRC. It looks like Eric Kraus from Brunswick is going to be joining us. So, Eric, how are you doing today, sir?
Good. How are you guys?
We are doing excellent. It's great to see you again. First and foremost, we had JT kind of swing by at the end of that game, and he mentioned that Valerie Bercier had already gone through or had already made a ball change in game number 1, trying to find that right look. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Yeah, she was going through a ball, and it started out really good, but then the lanes transitioned. It wasn't quite going through the pins right. So we went to a cleaner ball to just try to get the ball to, read the spot a little harder. And then so she went to the next pair, and looks like we just need to make a little adjustment here, but she's super close.
Now, just kind of taking a glance at some scores across the ITRC, it looked like the striking pace has kind of picked up in game number 1. What would you attribute that to as far as kind of the preparation heading in?
Well, I think the girls are going to break them down in match play a little bit better than they did in yesterday, especially on the first squad. The first squad had a lot of rev rate, so they moved farther left quicker. These girls are going to kind of break them down and build them up a little bit easier. So I think scores are going to be pretty high today.
Yeah, we definitely saw that early on. Where are some of the balls of choice right now for your players out there?
We've got a lot of knockouts going down the lane. Missy's throwing a Verge. Shannon's throwing her trusty GB2 and has also took a look at, GB3 and also taking a look at her knockout. So it's going to be a lot of bigger, slower balls, it looks like, to start for the first probably 4 games, and then we'll get into some cleaner symmetricals.
All right, Mr. Krause, we'll let you get back to it. We appreciate the updates there, and we'll talk to you soon, sir.
All right. Take care, guys. Thank you.
Yep. All right, a big thank you to Eric from Brunswick, of course, one of our great partners here on the PWBA Tour. Be sure to visit pwba.com. You can see all the product-registered companies supporting the PWBA Tour in and out each and every year, so we're very thankful. And we're very thankful to Mike Flanagan, who's getting some screen time right now, getting some video here for us for social media video features. Although I don't think Maria's going to like it.
Uh-oh.
Now, see, this one wasn't on us, Matt. That was 100% on Mike Flanagan. So we got that going for us, which is nice. But hopefully she'll pick it up to, I don't know why Mike left. She's going to pick it up.
That's one person you don't want to upset, but you're absolutely right. Instant highlight coming up here in a minute. So, you can't get in the highlight reel for making cool spares if you don't leave crazy stuff. So
it's a fair point, Matthew. Looking at the 3, 4, 6, 7, 10. Oh, how about that? See, we called it.
See, where's Mike now? Come on, Flanagan.
All right, Aaron McCarthy off to a strong start once again, looking for the front 5 for Shannon after the open in the first 4 in a row for her. Let's take a quick glance across the house as well, see if we got any early strings of strikes. Jillian Martin taking on Maria Bolanova, early 3-bagger for Jillian. Angie Ramirez-Perea, early 3-bagger once again against Missy Parkin. That's over. Where is that at? I just saw it. That was over on 11 and 12, although Angie did not strike in the 4th. Make it 5 for 5 for Aaron. It's we had Aaron on the PWBA podcast, which you can check out here on bulltv.com in the free content section. We have all of our podcasts. And we talked a little bit about her preparation for the year, kind of mixing that with her full-time job as a registered nurse. And, Erin, is pretty, pretty forward with some of the things she had to say as far as, she knows she can't necessarily always give 100% to the time on the tour. Obviously, when she's out here competing, she's doing that. But, for the preparation, her full-time job is just exactly that, a full-time job, making sure people are safe. And we're very thankful to her for doing that. And but with that being said, it's great to see her come out of the gates. I know she had some ups and downs during the 2019 season after winning in 2018. So it's great to see her come strong out of the gates here. Was near the top of the standings all day, finished tied for second after the 9-game qualifying block. And off to a strong start here, 267 in game 1. A chance still shoot 279 with a spare conversion here.
Aaron Smith. You're bad luck. I was about to make a nice comment about us picking the right pairs for some excitement. And then there you go, jinxing Aaron McCarthy.
She's going for the triplicate now. The triplicat's in play. 267 is still a good game. I'm sure she's not happy about missing that, but 267 is still a good game. Still out there.
It looks like Shannon O'Keefe a little motivated after falling short in game number 1. shooting 230s, you expect most of the time, as you said, you're probably gonna have a good chance at winning that game. And trouble on lane 1 for O'Keefe now. The more we pointed out, the worse it gets for the players.
Here's a look at Christy Leong on lane 4, and she's unable to dig out the 10-pin. She found some success on the fresh yesterday. 269, 214, I believe, out of the gate. Got to right around plus 100 very quickly. I know some of the farther she had to move in on the pattern. And talking to JT, she was, it was becoming a little bit tougher for her to find the right mix to, consistently carry. But she had a big four-bagger. Nice cover there by Shannon. Textbook for the well-known PBA washout.
PWBA washout now?
Now PWBA washout, yes. But for Christy, she had a huge four-bagger to kind of secure her spot. We were trying to guess where the number was going to go. She was in pretty good shape, but had some early troubles in that final game. But threw a clutch four-bagger to put herself in position to make this round of 12. So we'll see if she can catch up here after the miscue from McCarthy. She still has some work to do. Going to be down approximately 30 pins. She heads into frame number 8. Maria. See the adjustment after the split last time. It looks like she does not like that one, and for good reason crosses over, leaving the 610. Nice shot there by Christy to get back in the mix. See how Aaron bounces back after the miscue. In frame 6, Maria with the spare. Taking a look at our live scoring. A great matchup right now over on 11 and 12. We might have to head over there in a frame or two between Angie Ramirez and Missy Parkin. Pretty tight so far between Valerie Bercier and Ashley Galante over on 9 and 10. Over on 7 and 8, Jillian Martin with the early lead on Maria Balanova. On 5 and 6, Lindsay Boomershine with a slight edge on Danielle McEwen heading into frame 8 over there. Both players with an open here in game 2. And of course, on our featured pairs right now, we see Shannon O'Keefe and Aaron McCarthy with the early advantage.
And for all the folks watching on Bold TV, if you are new to our platform, we do have cameras on every single pair in play during this PWBA event. So it's 12 lanes right now at the ITRC in Arlington, Texas. It's the home of Team USA. So you get a great look inside this amazing facility, but also the opportunity to switch between channels at the bottom of your screen there below your video window. We are here on the PWBA Kickoff channel. Commentary all day and all night. But if you need a break from the dulcet tones, as they call them, you can scroll through the channels and check out your favorite players as they move across the house. See how they're doing, follow the action and the scores. Again, we have whittled the field down from 36 to the top 12 for match play. And now it's round robin games all day. 2 6-game blocks. Total pinfall carried over from yesterday. There'll be bonus pins for each win today. And at the end of this evening's block, we will know the top 4 for the step ladder finals. And then we will return to Bold TV later tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern, to crown our first champion of the 2021 PWBA Tour season. 12 great players, great storylines, and we're watching it unfold here, giving you all the information along the way. We'll have updated standings momentarily. Some moving and shaking, some big games in game number 1. Anybody can make the top 4. There's less than 100 pins separating first and 12th place coming into today. So very cool. A lot of great action, and Aaron Smith on the call as well. My name is Matt Canizaro. Thanks for joining us here on Bold TV.
We're going to go ahead and with these matches looking kind of in place right now. Maria can still make a run here at Shannon. But JT is saying right now action getting good on 11 and 12. So we're going to switch over to Angie Ramirez-Perea against Missy Parkin. As they are in frame number 8, and as advertised, max score for Missy 279, max for Angie 278. And our first look at 11 and 12. Yesterday, we heard a few players mention the struggles on this pair, but it appears no problems here for either of these competitors. Take a look at Angie here, frame number 8. Looking for 4 in a row, and a fortunate break, it appears, just having the 4-7 up there. It seems like when we switch to Angie, she just gets the ball a little bit right. So that's our bad too. I see in the chat that folks are picking on me for being the black cloud today, but so I'll take credit for that one too. Even JT sending a note.
Well, Aaron, as we tell them in all of our events, and you got to perform for the cameras. That's all it is. Step up, make the big shots, even when Aaron Smith is watching.
It's been so long. It's all just been building up over this past, year plus since we've done an event. So it's what can I say?
Great start for the left-hander. Regardless, Angie Ramirez-Perea has the left side to herself all day. And of this 36-player field, Aaron, PWBA Tour 32 earned a prize check in yesterday's qualifying, and it will be that way throughout the season. So no matter how many entries, 32 will cash. That definitely, you think, takes a little bit of the pressure off, knowing you have a nice payday, even if it's not your best day. Then to go ahead and make match play and have a chance at the step ladder, $10,000, the top prize up for grabs at each event, $65,000 total prize fund for these 3 tournaments at the ITRC this week. So a lot happening, a lot of opportunities for the players, and with a little smaller field, a chance to get started financially in the right direction.
There we go. We got a strike for Angie there. 256 her max score, and JT alluded to it perfectly. We talked about it a little bit. If Angie could find something on the fresh, it's going to be pretty much the same throughout the course of the day. And JT had reported a pitch purple for her, so urethane kind of taming everything out for her, kind of keeping everything in front of her. I know she didn't get off to the strongest start yesterday. It wasn't bad, but she's really started to pick up in the middle of the block. Back-to-back 258, 248 to really kind of get into the mix of the top 12. And it actually came down to that last game, having to throw a few strikes down the stretch to get ahead of Stephanie Johnson and Liz Johnson. As Missy finds some trouble there too, but still will maintain a 1-pin advantage.
Aaron, we haven't talked too much about the oil pattern that we're seeing here in this event, the Bowlers Journal Classic. It is 39 feet and 24.72 mils, and kind of a medium range pattern. And again, generally, as Nick Hoagland described it, your basic Christmas tree type shape for the players. They're going to migrate to the 10-12 range at the arrows and out to 7 or 8 at the break point. Not too far outside. Keep it in a little bit tighter. And then for the right-handers, they'll migrate left as the day goes on. And for Angie, really it could be a matter of staying exactly where she is and just changing equipment at that point. And maybe creeping a little bit right as the lanes start to open up. But as you mentioned with the urethane, that's probably not going to happen very much or very quickly. 39 feet. And we saw an interview with Lindsey Boomerstein last night about handling those middle-of-the-road patterns. Sometimes the shorter patterns is pretty defined way to play them. The longer patterns, you want to get inside a little bit. But for the middle of the road, they're decided more to give more styles of play the opportunity to hit the pocket. Then it's a matter of finding the right way, the right angles that will make the carry happen. And as we've seen a lot of flat 7s and flat 10s and some different things. So it's easy to get to the pocket. It's making all 10 pins go down. And so far, some of the players obviously have done that very well here early in day 2.
Missy Parkin now, 10th frame. She can throw all three in the 10th to get to 257. That would be a shutout scenario. And there is the first one, no doubter. Taking a quick look at some scores around the house. Erin McCarthy, 224 to 184 over Christy Leong. Shannon O'Keefe's going to be in the 230s again. She's going to win over Maria Jose Rodriguez, who had 205. Let's see. Lindsay Boomershine in position to take the victory over Danielle McEwen. 10th frame ongoing. Advantage to Jillian Martin in the 10th frame against Maria Balanova. Ashley Galante ahead against Valerie Bercier as well. For the chance to shut out, that looks pretty good. And it was. Nice shot there from Missy. She gets at least 9 here. That is the worst she can do is tie with 9. In those scenarios here in the round robin match play, that means you get 15 bonus pins instead of the 30 for a win. But it's better than the 0 for a loss. So you got to take the good with the bad with these. So
big shot here, though. Those extra bonus pins, guaranteeing yourself that opportunity. Certainly, everybody wants the chance to step up and make the shot, and know it helps also prepare you for even the bigger pressure situations. But to lock it up, guarantee it, a sigh of relief for sure.
How about that? Excellent finish there from Missy Parkin to collect the win. 257 plus the 30 will give her a nice plus 87 this game to the plus and minus column. Always we got that plus number in front of it. Always a good thing, especially with as close as everything is.
As we've going to do many, many times.
Angie's last shot on this lane, almost big forward. It was fortunate just to have the 4-7 left, cover the spare, striking the 9th to keep the pressure on, but Missy unfazed after her 3-6 leave in the 9th. Came back and packed all 3. Great shot from Angie there. She's going to have a great start today, though. Had the front 9 in game number 1. Now in the 240s, a chance to get into the 250s with a double. Big shout out to everyone joining us here on BowlTV.com for the Bowlers Journal Classic. We'll be here all week from the ITRC. We're not actually in the ITRC. We're covering it remotely because safety is first. Big shout out to the PWBA, USBC, and BPWA staffs in creating a procedures and protocol to hold this event. It's so great for bowling to be back in this capacity, especially for the PWBA tour. We're so excited. We're going to head back inside the ITRC in just a moment here. Angie is going to be in the 240. So as we finish this game up, let's bring in Jason Thomas again. He looks ready to go.
Yeah. Hi, guys.
Hello.
You mentioned that the procedures and protocols, a lot has been made about that, here this week. Today, we actually took our third COVID PCR test this morning of the event. And so what that is for the people watching at home is you actually have to, let's say this bottle represents the vial. Let's say this Twinkie represents the normal amount of paranormal activity in the state. I'm just kidding. That you always have to work in a Ghostbusters reference. But let's say this bottle represents the vial. You have to take a vial and you have to fill it with saliva, right? And then you add a salt or some kind of chemical mixture in with the solvent and shake it up, and then it goes off to a lab and they test it, and then you get the results the next day. I will say this morning, I think I became the first person of the week to fill to the line in one spit.
Wow, that is that was so informational till you hit the too much information part, JT. We're not going to give you any more Sharpies to write on plastic bottles after this.
Yeah.
But no, that's that is great for the folks to understand, kind of what the protocol is. As you mentioned, this is the third test already prior to arrival, upon arrival, and then the big news of everyone having negative tests, and now one more time just to make sure for everyone's safety and that the plan is working, if you will.
Yeah, for sure. And if we had any more tests this week, I'd have to conduct a special clinic on how to fill it up in just one go. But maybe that'll be for the next time we have to do this.
That would be I don't know if that would be interesting content at all now that I think about it, but it's good to know though, and hopefully that's just because you're feeling so healthy and good after getting your first day of bowling back in. So,
all right, let's talk about bowling. That's enough of that.
Absolutely, a great matchup there. We just finished up with 257 to 244. Missy Parkin taking the win over Angie Ramirez-Perea. Although Angie didn't get the win, she's got to be liking what she's seeing out there on the fresh, knowing that she's basically hitting a fresh pair every time. JT, other than getting a few shots right, it looked like that, as long as her direction is good, she might be tossing a bunch of strikes today.
Yeah, we talked about it on the show yesterday. At the end of the day, we basically said, hey, she's going to come out with a different game plan today, and she's going to, she's learned some things from crossing the place yesterday. And really good bowlers, when they get a chance to see transition multiple times, they usually will take advantage of it, and their average will go up that next time they see it. And she's proven it, today. So look out for her. She could have one of those 4 spots for tonight, locked up. We've got another fresh round tonight, and but players will have other additional strategies tonight after what they see today. So one of those spots might be taken there by the lefty, but there's still 3 other ones available, and they're all going to be jockeying for it for the rest of today.
Yeah, certainly. We've talked about it a couple of times, just 91 pins separating all the competitors heading into this round. So it will be interesting to see if someone can start to create some distance from the field. Usually it happens at some point during the events. 1 or 2 players kind of start to put themselves in that position to lock up their spot in the finals. But JT, we've usually given our guests the opportunity to push us to a pair who you want to watch. So I'm going to lay that up to you for this next game, Game 3 on Bull TV. Who should we take a look at?
I say we watch Angie. I mean, she's the hottest player in the field this morning. She's got a new fresh pair to come to. Let's see if that momentum continues, and then I'll get you guys updates as the game goes on. If there's any other interesting stories, we can switch over to it.
Fantastic. Matt Cannizzaro is going to be thrilled to see more left-handed action here. So
That's it. My favorite.
All right, JT, we'll let you get back to it, and we will. There it is. One more time, folks. Don't let that man have a Sharpie anymore. But thanks, JT. We appreciate the insight there, and we will talk to you soon. All right, folks, as we prepare for game number 3, we're going to find Angie for per JT's request there and see who she's taking on next. Just a reminder, we know you're all on bulltv.com now, checking out the action. Qualifying in match play throughout the Kickoff Classic, which is the Bowlers Journal Classic going on right now, the ITRC Classic, the Arlington Regional, and the Hall of Fame Classic, all free, just with a login on bulltv.com. But a reminder, folks, it's we're going to need you to subscribe to watch the Step Ladder Finals live. 4 different options, $79.95 for the annual, $9.95 for the monthly. Some great ways to see content throughout the course of the year. The entire PWBA Tour season, qualifying from the U.S. Open and the USBC Masters, top youth, senior, collegiate events. We got it all throughout the course of the year. So, if you're planning to watch all that, that's the way to go. Monthly is great as well. If you're just interested in PWBA and this Kickoff Classic Series, $12.95 gets you access to all 4 live stepladder finals. So you can watch each of them. They're all at 9 p.m. Eastern, just depending on the day. So that's pretty awesome. But if you just got one stepladder final you want to watch just to see what it's all about, $4.95, check it out. If you got a particular player who is going for a PWBA Tour title, it's going to be live here on Bull TV. So $4.95 to pick that up as well. All those options on the Join Now or Join Bowl TV button on the website. A few different places you can access that. So be sure to check that out. But let's head back to the action as soon as we find out where Angie is at.
Aaron, you forgot the important part that you're going to be giving away tonight a PS4, 5. What are we up to now?
It's 4. We don't want to get folks too excited with the 5 there. So,
all right, PS4. A lot of other great prizes throughout qualifying and match play, and step ladders the rest of the way. So the only way to win those prizes, the big prizes, is to be a subscriber on Bowl TV. That'll certainly make up your subscription fee for 3 or 4 years, even right there. So make sure to do that. Check in and see if Aaron will pick your name for one of those prizes.
It's not me. I just press a button. That tells me a name afterwards. So that's it's similar to switching screen. I guess I black cloud everyone who doesn't win then. So I was just going with the pace so far this week. But we're moving to 1 through 4 here, folks, to watch Angie Ramirez-Perea take on Ashley Galante. There is her first shot on 3 and 4. A split for Ashley to kick things off. Angie comes in a little bit light. On 1 and 2, pretty excited to see this matchup. Danielle McEwen taking on Jillian Martin. We chatted with Danielle on the broadcast yesterday. We talked with Jillian's father, John, during our podcast from the practice session. So that's been fun. And we got, looks like we're going to have another special guest hop in here for just 1 second. Mr. Michael Flanagan from Inside Bowling. Hi, Michael.
Hey, guys. What's up?
Not too much. Just watching some great bowling here from the ITRC at the Bowlers Journal Classic. I know you're the man inside the ITRC there. You're running around. We saw you. We saw Maria leave that 5 count when you were videotaping her. I don't know if you got the spare conversion because she picked it up afterwards. But tell us what's going on down there.
I just wanted to pop on for a second, just tell you a player to watch. You guys might already been talking about her, but Missy Parkenbowl, 240, 250. She's got a ball with some surface in her hand, and she looks really locked in. And I think pair to pair, she's going to be in really good shape. I'm watching her right now on 9 and 10, but she's got a really good look right now and a lot of room for error. And just as soon as I say that, she 2-8-10. So there you go, Black Cloud.
You join the community. That's what we're doing today. So that's been our MO so far on all these opportunities at Strings of Strikes. So Mike, for the folks, you guys had so much great social media content on PWBA's Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, so many stories from the event. What can the folks be looking out for today?
I'm working on a full day vlog that I'm going to post tomorrow. But more of the same that you saw yesterday. We posted a video of Danielle McEwen's 10th frame. She bowled 289 the first game. No real big game the second game. I know Missy had 250, but we're just keeping an eye out for what's going on here. And you can see all that over on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. So follow the PWBA everywhere.
Absolutely, Michael. And, we've been talking a lot about the Bowl TV subscriptions this week and, the ability to watch the stepladder finals live and enjoy the PWBA tour all season. Can you talk a little bit about just what, these subscriptions mean to the tour itself?
Yeah, look, I mean, I get asked all the time. You guys get asked all the time. What can I do to support women's bowling, right? Just subscribe to Bowl TV, The women will have more opportunities if Bowl TV has more subscribers. And I know it's a pay for service, but you guys are doing all you can. It takes money to operate that. And the more viewers you can get and the more subscribers you can get, the more money these ladies will have to bowl for, as well as you can go to sponsors with more subscription numbers, and things can take off from there. So if you have the opportunity, not everybody does, you should subscribe to Bowl TV for sure.
Excellent. Thank you, Michael. Anything else, or are you going to
Nope.
start running around again?
I'm out. Good to see you guys.
All right, sir. We'll talk to you soon.
So, Aaron, definitely some good points there from Mr. Flanagan about why do we subscribe to Bowl TV. Of course, you get to watch some great bowling action, not only the PWBA Tour, but all bowling competition, all major USBC events, youth events, senior events, you name it. But at the same time, looking at the return on that investment for the ladies, especially added prize funds this year, $400,000 added, 20 events now. So the ability to do more things, to bring more tool to the game, which is what we're doing right now, right? If this was 3 years ago, you and I would not be on this broadcast right now. Some folks might be happy about that, but the fact that we can join in from various locations, have different guests in, bring in folks like Mike Flanagan to come help enhance the coverage a little bit. All the things that we're doing, all because of the Bowl TV subscribers and the demand. And we're here to deliver, and we appreciate each and every one of them. And as we said, with some great prizes and such this week, besides just the great content, we'll show that appreciation as often as we can throughout this event and this season.
And I know a few folks were asking for scores. We do have the update now through game number 2 available. We just going to pop that up on the screen here as well. But taking a look at the standings, Erin McCarthy has moved into first place. She's 2-0 with 491 in wins at 267 and 224. She's at plus 346. Missy Parkin, who Mike mentioned as a player to watch, we just watched that big 257 victory over Angie Ramirez-Perea. She's in second now at plus 291. Shannon O'Keefe at plus 282. She's 1-1. And Danielle McEwen also at 1-1 at plus 281. That is currently your top 4. Angie Ramirez-Perea, who we've been talking a whole bunch about, 277, 244, is the first player out at the moment at plus 266. Ashley Galante, who is our leader coming in, she's 1-1. She's at plus 247. Jillian Martin, the young standout junior Team USA member, plus 231 in 7th. Maria Jose Rodriguez at plus 175 in 8th. Valerie Bercier, we got an update on some of the things going on with her game and ball choices today from Eric Kraus already in 9th place at plus 163. Lindsay Boomershine at plus 134. Christy Leong plus 116. And Maria Vilanova at plus 88 in 12th place. So, we talked a little bit about everything being so jumbled up from 1 to 12, and we're starting to see a little bit of separation. A few folks falling a little bit farther back, but still plenty of time, especially with the bonus pins, to get right back in the mix.
So right now we're in game 3 of 6, our first match play block of the day. We'll be back this afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern for 6 more games. Again, 30 bonus pins on the line with each victory. And then the exciting stepladder conclusion. The top 4 will face off tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern. All that live on Bowl TV. So the day is spread out, and it's perfect. We timed it just right, so you're either just getting home or has some time to relax and get some dinner before you settle in for some Bowl TV coverage. We saw some big numbers from the left-hander, Angie Ramirez-Perea, early today. Not a strike yet here in game number 3, but moving down to the lower end of the ITRC. And each pair so far for her, of course, being the only lefty, has been fresh. So a lot of notes to take from pair to pair, lane to lane. They'll see these pairs many times over the course of their time this week. So an opportunity to learn from each of those visits, but also a chance here now for Ashley Galante to take advantage of the slow start for Angie and get back some of those pins. Ashley going from the lead down to 6th place after just 2 games of match play so far. So a lot can happen very quickly here. But as Aaron said, pretty close among at least the top 10, and really plenty of opportunity and time left for all of the folks. However, double trouble there. Jillian Martin with the open frame on lane 2, and Ashley with the 5 count. Creek Church on lane 4. So things getting a little wacky here, Aaron. We saw the big scores to start, and now some struggles. We talked about the transition yesterday and the timing of it. You'd think that would happen a little bit slower today with only 2 players prepare rather than 3. But here we are. It's just game 3, and things getting a little wacky. Some more trouble for the youngster, Jillian Martin, while Danielle McEwen is perfect now from 6. So Danielle threw some big strikes at 289 to start the day over on lanes 3 and 4. And then struggled in game 2, and now back on it here in game 3. So the roller coasters aren't reserved for Six Flags Texas right down the street. There's some happening inside the ITRC as well.
Nice reference there, Matthew. The Six Flags over Texas, just walking distance from the International Bowling Campus and the ITRC. But yes, Danielle, an opportunity to bounce back after a little bit of a rough game at 2. We mentioned the 289 to kick things off. She fell to 167 in a loss the following game. So an opportunity to put together 7. But, as you mentioned, this was kind of that game 2, game 3, kind of where that first real transition seemed to hit yesterday, where we saw folks kind of have that hiccup, if you will, as you mentioned, the roller coaster. I know for a few of those folks, it was kind of a common trend for the folks who had success, 220, 230, 180. And then it was like 4 straight games over 220 and then another 180 and then 220s the rest of the way out. So that was kind of what we saw through the course of the 9 games. So, for some folks, they just had pairs that weren't cooperating with them. And for others, it was just, not making the moves quick enough. But Danielle has certainly made the right adjustments here. She now looks for 8 in a row. Does not connect for 8 in a row. Continue not to, my batting percentage today is not very well, not very high. But in great position to take the win against Jillian Martin. A little bit tougher match here on 3 and 4 for Angie. We talked about how much she was striking. She's still looking for her first strike right now. Here in game number 3. 1 open, picked up the split in the 5th. And Matt, as a fellow southpaw, although I know you don't hit the lanes as much as you used to, I know you're kind of when the urethane started getting big again. I know you had some success, I believe, with the Black Hammer. So for you, when you found a pattern, where you could kind of stick with urethane, especially not having to follow as much traffic. Kind of, when you had to move pairs and kind of get away from it, what were the things you'd be looking for to kind of get lined up?
Well, I think with anything, you have to look at your ball reaction when you get there, and you have to be quick about the moves. We know that each pair is going to be a different challenge. You hope that what you've been looking for and have had all day is still there, but you have to know it. And at this level, they absolutely know. Based on the reaction you're seeing, if the ball's not making it back, what's it going to take for me? If I'm not quite getting to the head pin as solidly as we'd like, then either hit a little bit at the bottom, or in this case at the ITRC especially, creep a little bit more left for me. That's always the thing. When I think I'm left where I want to be, I actually need to be more left. I know it sounds odd, but a lot of times, what do you think you're hitting? It's not it. So we learned over the years. For me, for example, on the shortest of patterns, if I thought I was hitting the 1-2, absolutely I was hitting 4-5, right? So instead of looking at 1-2, I'm looking in the left gutter. So things like that, and then you move your eyes up or back, depending on how the ball is going into the pocket. And then for Angie, she's been light, she's been high. So at this point, and they might be talking about it, try something different, right? The match it's close, but you're probably not going to get there without a couple of strikes. So maybe you take the risk. You make a decision here. Maybe on this particular pair, that ball isn't the right look. We're going from the big scores already. to some struggles, and the match being close enough, take the gamble, try something else. Maybe you find something better. Maybe you find something just for this pair of lanes, or just the left lane even. But we saw she had the baby split on the right, and then came up with light strike on the left. So yeah, I'm always thinking, always moving, but it's the subtle things along the way that are the biggest difference, whether it be a tweak in the release or ball speed, or just upper back a couple of inches. And don't be afraid to play both lanes differently if necessary. I know it took a while to grasp that at times too. That they could be different, even though it's the same pattern. Whether it's a different ball or staying in a different place, and just be brave sometimes if you have to.
Are you suggesting to bowl fearless?
Bowl fearlessly, yes.
Excellent stuff there, Matt.
We always live stream fearless as well, right? No matter what.
That's just the internet in general is a fearless proposition sometimes. We actually did see while you were going through there, Matt McNeil did sit down. I may not technically sit down, but was chatting. We caught that kind of on the screen there with Angie about potentially what was going on 3 and 4. So we will get to see her adjustment here after her first strike in frame number 6, stepping up in the 7th. She has the opportunity to take the lead here heading into the back half of the game.
Well, especially Aaron, when in these tight matches, that the filling frames is going to help for sure, and now she has an advantage, so she want to take advantage of that. And if there's anybody to give advice about being left-handed, it's Matt McNeil, and even that, she made the move and went high again, but an opportunity here, and in this case, especially with the score being a little bit lower, those 30 bonus pins, very, very important to eliminate some potential negative pins after some big games. And really sometimes you just need to scrape it by, right? You're going to grind out the 30 pins if you can, or the victory, and get all that you can and move on to the next one. But the goal is take advantage when you can, and hold on tightly when things aren't going quite as right.
Excellent stuff there, Matthew. We're going to bring in a quick guest from the ITRC. He's been on the podcast or on the broadcast here a couple of times now. So Nathan Bohr, Motive Ball Rep, is joining us once again. Hello, Nathan.
Hey guys, what's going on?
Not too much. We're just enjoying some bowling.
Yeah.
And right now you're enjoying a player at the top of the leaderboard, Erin McCarthy. What's been working well for her so far?
Yeah, Erin's doing great. She's thrown 2 different forge players so far. Dull one that she had yesterday, and then we drilled one last night with a little polish on it. And so when she's throwing now, with the dull one, gets a little lazy down lane.
Now it looks like players have kind of, at least on the right side, have kind of played a little nicer with the pattern today. More have kind of stayed farther right to start. Do you expect the scoring pace kind of continue to see or yield some higher scores?
Well, it really depends on the pair you catch. I mean, this place is so unique compared to some of the places that they bowl at because they there's no track, right? There's no league play here, or very little league play, and the league play that there is a little bit higher level, and they're on sport patterns. So the lane kind of gets more evenly across the lane rather than all at one spot between 7 and 15. So each lane is a brand new animal. You gotta make the ball slow down, or you gotta have a ball that'll slow down, because the track won't do it. So I guess long answer to a short question is yes and no, because they depends on the pair you catch. It depends on when you catch it.
So Nathan, just real quick, now that Aaron is bowling well and pretty comfortable, does that give you a little more attention? Turn maybe to Maria to get her going in the right direction?
Well,
or how do you split your time differently when somebody clearly is looking more comfortable?
Sure. Well, let me see one more shot here from Aaron. That's good. Well, with a bowling center this small, it's not hard to divide time, honestly, because you can pretty much stand anywhere in the building and see everybody throw every shot. So, but when it gets like this, I mean, I'm not going to ignore the player that's striking a lot, because really it only takes 1 or 2 poor shots one or two strange reactions to kind of turn that 230, 240 reaction into 180. And you were just talking about bowling those 180s or 170s and losing pins is tough to make up. So I'm making sure I check in with Aaron as much as possible, all the while making sure I'm paying attention to Maria and trying to get her to bowl more than 190 or 2-0.
And what's going to be the move for her kind of moving forward? You kind of mentioned she's been in that range, 190, 2-0, 2-10 max this game.
Right.
What's going to be the move to get those few extra strikes for her, you think?
Well, we made a good move this game, I think, moving a little bit left and kind of banking it off the track, or not the track, off the shape to the right. We just got to find a way to get the ball to go through the pins the right way. Every once in a while, it'll go through and it'll just run over the 8-10, and then other times it leaves that weak 7 she left last time. So we'll keep tinkering, keep changing balls, keep changing angles, keep messing around with stuff, and because once she gets comfortable, she can strike for days, like you saw last night. So once she sees it once, we'll be good to go.
All right, sir. We appreciate the update. We'll let you get back to it, and we'll talk to you soon, Nathan.
I appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, Aaron Smith, some potential here on lanes 3 and 4. Now, Danielle McEwen winning her match big on 1 and 2. She is making her push to try to lock up a spot in the top 4 here early and get ahead. But for Ashley and Angie, both of them trying to hang on or hang around that 4th spot. Neither one of them shooting the lights out here by any means, but again, trying to grind out the game and pick up those 30 bonus pins will allow them to remain close at least and not let Danielle and the others get too far ahead. But big possibilities coming up here. Ramirez working on the strike in the 8th. Galante right there with her.
Yeah, you mentioned those 30 bonus pins. Kind of looking at our max scores here, 213 still out there for Angie and 195 for Ashley. But, all of a sudden that turns into 240 and 220. So they'll be big down the stretch for sure. That is, come on, that's mean.
Can hear shots on that right lane have gotten better after going high and then a little less high. That was a great shot, and the 8-pin uncooperative. So, making those moves, no matter how subtle, better shots, ball speed, terrific shot there. But again, setting it up for an exciting finish, as exciting as it can be. Game 3 of match play. She's going to need to get up and really deliver in the 10th frame to at least put the pressure on Ashley. Ashley, of course, still will have a chance to steal the victory and the bonus pin. So really up to Angie here to make her get up and do that in her younger career as she really tries to make a name for herself and make 2021 her own.
Matt, I'm going to do something fun here in just a moment for the folks on Bold TV as we get to the 10th frame of this game. I've seen a few requests along the lines of who folks want to watch, so we're going to put a poll up after we finish Game 3. So we'll let the fans decide who you want to watch on our commentary channel. We're going to throw it over to Jason Thomas in just a moment after Angie's first shot here as well. Can max out 193, and that one did not have a chance. JT.
Yeah, just, the black cloud strikes again, right? I put Angie on the show, and, she's going to shoot 160. But I do want to make a little point about Angie and what she's facing as she goes across the house. Game 1, she got to set the pair up for herself in practice, right? Game 2, she hit a pair she liked. Every time she moves pairs, they're going to be a little different. The difference between starting on a pair after 10 minutes of practice and a pair that's completely fresh is there are differences. And, as people know, as the lanes sit, You can go bowl a 5-game block, come back, nobody throws a single shot on the lane you just bowled on, and you come back and they're hooking 5 boards more. What the heck is that about? Things happen, things change, dust settles on the lanes, makes them hook more. This is a game of precision, and those tiny little differences, topography, pair to pair, things happening to the oil as the day goes on, the temperature makes tiny changes that these players have to constantly keep on top of and keep in mind. So, I probably made a mistake by putting Angie on the show, but that's why we bowl. That's why we bowled this game. That's why we make them throw the games. They have to make those adjustments as the day goes on, and we're going to see how Angie deals with this first setback of the day.
And she is potentially going to get handed a victory, though, here. Trouble for Ashley Galante with the 7-10, something that's been a common theme throughout the course of the week. She's going to need to make this now to get the ball.
Yeah, and that's a huge, assuming, she misses this, which I don't think I've ever seen this picked up in the ITRC before. Is that 7-10?
Yep,
yeah, I don't think I've ever seen anybody make it. But there's always a time for a first, right?
That's right.
But that is a huge shot in the arm for Angie. She struggled that game, shot 160, and now she's going to get the extra 30. You just can't explain how big of a help that is for her as she's fighting to make a spot on this show.
100% that, and she was the first player out of the top 4 heading into this game. So yes, that will certainly ease the blow of a rough game where she didn't necessarily find the look she was hoping to have. But essentially goes even for the game with the bonus pins.
That's all I got, guys.
All right, JT,
Carry on.
We'll come back to you soon here. But we are done with game 3, folks. So Bowlers Journal Classic, it's been an exciting tournament. It's kicked off the 2021 PWBA Tour season. And as we wait for the next game, we're going to run a quick little ad here for Bowl TV. So, folks, hang tight. Matt and I will be back in just a moment. So sit back and enjoy. All right, folks, there you go. Great job there by our video guy, Andrew Salaveria, who's been helping out throughout the course of the week. I know I promised everyone a chance to pick who we're going to see. We got 6 names, players kind of all over the standings. So we're going to let you pick here. We got 60 seconds coming up here shortly to select in the poll. You just have to select, and that'll be the pair we watch next game. So it's up to you, Bowl TV. And of course, as a reminder, you saw it in the video, $79.95, the opportunity to pick up an annual subscription. If you want to do so, just click Join Bowl TV. It's available below the video, or if you go into the chat options, the first one to the right is that tab as well. It'll take you there and give you all the options. Even at the top of the screen, the information tab has an opportunity to subscribe now. So the players we have on this fan selection with Aaron McCarthy, Valerie Bercier, Maria Belanova, Missy Parkin, Lindsay Boomershine, and Maria Jose Rodriguez. So, like we said, just some players from all across the board. We haven't seen some of these players yet today as well. So it's going to be up to you. We're going to patiently wait for the results. There's a little bit of a delay, so we'll try to time it up with the excitement of debuting the winner. All right, folks, we're going to be looking for poll results here. Just 1 second. All right, and we got it. And in a tightly contested matchup here, it looks like we are going to find Missy Parkin, who edged out Aaron McCarthy 24% to 22%. So that is going to be where we're heading next. So we're going to go find Missy Parkin here on our featured pair. It looks like we don't have to go too far. She's going to be bowling Maria Jose Rodriguez on lanes 3 and 4. So, folks, sit back, enjoy. Also on this pair, we'll have Valerie Bercier and Lindsay Boomershine. So we actually have 4 of the 6 here. So we got the nice draw there for that. So that worked out pretty well. But we're going to go ahead, take a quick break. Matt and I will be back momentarily here. Game 4 settling in here on BowlTV.com. Welcome back, everybody, to game number 4 of 6 here at the 2021 Bowlers Journal Classic from the ITRC in Arlington, Texas. My name is Aaron Smith, alongside Matt Cannizzaro. Our fan choice game has selected Missy Parkin here in game 4 to watch, and Missy taking on Maria Jose, that's right, Maria Jose Rodriguez here in game number 4. Along with a look at Valerie Bercier versus Lindsay Boomershine on lanes 1 and 2. Big thank you to Bowlers Journal, the presenting sponsor of the first event of the 2021 season. We had John Mark Manzione, the editor of BJI, on yesterday during qualifying. Always great to catch up with GM. Plenty of great insight and a look into the magazine as well heading into next month. To set up your subscription, to have it come right to your doorstep, be sure to visit bowlersjournal.com. All right, folks, we do have a score update after game number 3, now available to you on PWBA.com, as well as here on Bowl TV. Above the chat, you'll find a few different tabs. Be sure to check those out. Erin McCarthy continues to lead the way. She has shot 7-12 for her first 3 on her way to a 3-0 mark. She's at plus 397. Danielle McEwen, we saw her bowl 245 in a victory over Jillian Martin last game. She has 701 for her first 3. She's 2-1. She's at plus 356. So then a little bit of separation down to third place. Shannon O'Keefe at plus 296. Missy Parkin at plus 269 after a 178 loss in game 3. But she does maintain a spot in the top 4. The first player out, Angie Ramirez-Perea. We talked about how big that win was with 167 against Ashley Galante. That has her just 6 pins back at plus 263. Moving on down the line in 6th place, Valerie Bercier, plus 219. Ashley Galante at plus 210. Lindsay Boomershine, 236 win last game. She's also 3-0. Just 2 players in the field, 3-0 at the moment. Lindsay now up to 8th place at plus 200. Jillian Martin, plus 190. Maria Jose Rodriguez, plus 177. And then we have another dip in the standings down to Christy Leong in 11th at plus 106. And Maria Balanova rounding out the standings at plus 66. Folks, I know we mentioned already, we do have a giveaway planned during the stepladder finals of a PS4. We're not going to leave you empty-handed, though, for this round. So up on the docket here in match play round number 1 of the Bowlers Journal Classic. Coming up a little bit later. One lucky Bowl TV viewer will win a Fitbit Versa 2. So be on the lookout toward the end of the block. We will get that set up. And, we've been talking so much about Bowlers Journal as well. We've been talking to some folks. And in the second round of match play today, we're actually going to give out a lifetime subscription to Bowlers Journal to one lucky Bowl TV fan. So keep that in mind as well as you're setting up your schedule, setting up your Thursday. That second round at 5 p.m. Eastern, 4 Central Time here in Texas. So, folks, that's what you got to look out for today. Some opportunities to win for just watching Bowl TV. and setting up a login. So be sure to check that out. Of course, the big prize, the PS4 with the subscription during the stepladder finals later today. Maria, we're going to do it again. Makes it 7 in a row. With that, we're going to bring some of our guests back into the screen here. So I'm going to welcome back Matt Cannizzaro, and here's Jason Thomas too. Hey, JT.
Hey guys.
Hello.
I have the prize that you just mentioned. It's right here. Fitbit Versa 2. If I were wearing one of these today, it would say that I've walked 16 million steps.
That's that seems like a rough estimate, but I'm glad you're getting your steps in. That's very important. It's a little bit tougher to do. I'm pushing my chair around a lot though, so I feel that that counts as well. So,
That's good exercise.
But
yeah, I know you guys are on it right now, but yeah, Missy's making a run, front 7. It looks like scores have kind of slowed down a bit. It makes sense. As there's a lot of transition, players are now moving to pairs that they, it's hard to keep track of who's on the pair before now, because now we're starting to get deeper into the block, and now it's just pure instinct for the most part, and educated guesses and execution. So we're at that point in the block. This is probably a really good opportunity here for Angie Ramirez to make a nice little run the last couple of games while all the righties are trying to figure stuff out. But yeah, it's important to close these blocks strong, to have a nice lunch.
I'm sure it does make lunch taste a little bit sweeter as well. It looks like Angie, you mentioned, is on lane 7 and 8, so that's channel 5 through 8, taking on Shannon O'Keefe. Danielle McEwen put together a nice start as well against Ashley Galante on 11 and 12. But Maria Jose Rodriguez, front 7, and looking to what's going to be an eventual win here against Missy Parkin on lanes 3 and 4.
But here it is. It's all in the packaging. I'm not touching it, so it's all safe. It's going to go to somebody today. Today, we're going to have a winner. So just wanted to show it to you guys and get you all excited about it. But I'm going to go try to find some more stories and add some steps to my Fitbit.
You guys have my attention now, talking about Fitbits and lunch. So I know where my wheelhouse is, and now we're in it. So I appreciate that.
All right. Thanks, JT. We'll talk to you soon. All right, Maddie, we are cruising along here. And as JT mentioned, kind of hitting that transition bump across the house on this 39-foot pattern for the Bowlers Journal Classic, and an opportunity for a big game here. And like I said, outside of maybe 2 or 3 players right now, everyone's still kind of in the mix. We talked about how close it was, 91 pins to start the day, and a few players have kind of toward the top, gotten pushed a little bit farther away from the rest of the field, but there is plenty of opportunity to move around still, not only in this block, but with these 6 games coming up later tonight, and the all-important position round. We haven't had one in so long. That's going to be fun. I'm looking forward to the position round. I miss position rounds. It's going to be crazy.
You handle the stress. You handle the stress well. Definitely better.
It's
me, and I'll practice. I'll work on it. So the Team USA events that I get to go to, they don't have position rounds. So that part of the drama is not there. Sometimes, of course, nothing like an exciting team finish at those tournaments. And some of these players have been involved in many of those moments, whether for Team USA or against Missy Parkin and Maria Jose Rodriguez. 2 of those players have had those showdowns all over the world. And it's been a lot of fun to be there. Celebrating those moments as well, but we've got some potential excitement brewing right here at the ITRC.
As we kind of get toward the end of game number 4, take a quick look in the Bowl TV chat. Mr. Matthew, you have a nice comment from our good buddy Andy Dirks. Says, "You look fantastic, by the way. Use quarantine to work out." So, and I know you did. So way to be getting that Fitbit. Since we're on the topic of Fitbits, plenty of workout for you as well. So nice job as well. As Valerie gets a interesting late hit of the 7 there, but it all falls. She finds herself down 12 heading into the final two frames. Maria in position to take this game against Missy. We mentioned some struggles in the previous game, and this looks to be another rough one for her. She has opened in 4 out of her last 5 frames, all with splits.
First, Aaron, let me say thanks to Andy Dirks. I appreciate the kind words and checking in. And me and Andy go way back to some of our junior Team USA travels. We'll talk about that later on, of course. But Andy, hope all is well. You got yourself a great assistant coach there in Sydney Brummett. We talked about that a little bit yesterday. So good luck to you and the Mount Mercy folks. And I look forward to seeing you at an upcoming Junior Team USA event soon. But back to the action. Maria stepping up to do some more damage here. Again, Nathan Bohr clearly got her motivated, and she delivers one more time now at the front 8 as she puts the hurt in a little bit on Missy Parkin here. And we really haven't had a chance to talk about Missy too much, Aaron, while she's on our featured pair here, and we wait for Maria to step up again. But Missy, we talked to her earlier in the year during the PBA League time. About what was happening in California. They, of course, have not bowled almost at all out that way. She has had the benefit of being in bowling centers with a pro shop business. And we'll see if Maria can stay perfect here for 9, and she mixes them up.
We're here, folks. We're here.
We've let her get the 9th one. That's the pair to be on for sure if you want to throw some strikes today. But for Missy, they have expanded their pro shop world a little bit, and that allows some practice time in those centers. And she had some fun events to be a part of, but really general bowling still not happening out west. And so they've even gone so far as to start running tournaments on an Indian reservation. Her and her husband Drew. So a chance to bowl there a little bit, and of course, always the opportunity to leave California for Nevada and different venues there. But Missy still in search of that first title since the relaunch of the tour. She won the 2011 Queens, but has had a lot of close calls in the year since, and is ready to get past that. She found her way into the championship rounds or close to them in 2019, and still looking to finish the job and doing some work here today. Obviously struggling a little bit this game and last game, but she's riding that roller coaster. And we saw it goes away for a game or two, and then it comes back for 4 games. You mentioned that. So we'll see if she can get all she can here and then get out of here and on to the next one. So nice shot there for her in the 9th, and just get them all and don't look back.
Good stuff there, Maddie. Lindsay Boomershine putting together a nice game in what is going to be a victory here over Valerie. A chance to get into the 250s, and we talked to Lindsay on the PWBA podcast not too long ago, November, December time frame. And, she kind of talked about, every player has the goal of winning out on tour, but Lindsay has had a few opportunities to make shows. She has, not found that right combination yet to collect that first victory. But, everything she's been working on in her game, she has mentioned that she feels she's close, that she's ready to make that next step to get into the winner's circle. And she even mentioned, if she gets 1, she thinks it's going to turn into 2 or 3 quickly. And she's going to put up a big game here. We mentioned that she was the final person into match play yesterday at plus 109. But with everything being as close, and even coming into this game, taking a look at the standings, she's all the way in 8th place at plus 200, but a chance to essentially get to plus 289 here. Potentially moves her into the top 4 just like that. So that's how close it is. Although she did not strike there. Of course, I did not catch that while I was looking at scores. But she's still going to add 80 pins onto her total here, which is going to be put her right into the mix for that top 4.
We had a chance on Lindsay's side of it to talk about some of her struggles on TV yesterday. John Mark and I, he's very connected to all the events in Florida and around, and of course Lindsay had some success in the St. Pete event a couple of years back and struggled there on the TV final. So always motivated to learn from those mistakes, as most of the players are. And now we'll see if Maria has learned anything from stepping up under the bright lights of the camera and the call of Aaron Smith.
Thanks, Matt. 9 in a row, looking for 10. Lane 4, ITRC Bowlers Journal Classic. No doubter right there. Front 10, second time we've seen it on this pair today. Danielle McEwen had the front 10 as well before a 4-pin slowed her down on the way to a 289 opening game. Maria already with the victory could make a huge jump in the standings as well. She's in a similar position to Lindsay, down in 10th place at plus 177. That could be quickly north of plus 300.
So does this
Just
make
like
Nathan Moore the best ball rep on the PWBA tour? He's got 66% of his players in the top 10 right now, and with a couple more big games, it could be in the top 4. So like half the step ladder would be 2/3 of his entire staff.
It could be. She's looking for 11. That's going to have to push and is not going to. 3-pin slows down Maria, and looks like 289 will continue to be the high game of the week so far at the Bowlers Journal Classic. But, that's the big game you need. That's the kind of momentum you need to find, even if it's just for a game or two. Taking advantage of a 260, 270, 280 in this instance look, with as tight as everything is going to just skyrocket her. Like we said, just going to be right around plus 300 now. She finishes off a nice 289 victory. So ultimately, the folks on Bowl TV picked this pair to watch. So we got to thank them for giving us such a great game for Maria. Front 10, 289. Lindsay, 248 in a victory as we head into game number 5. So there we go.
So far in 3 and 4, we've seen our highest games of the day and our lowest games of the day.
Let's see, where can we go next? We still got some bowling going on, a few other pairs here. Let's get some 9th and 10th frames on 5 and 8 real quick here. All right, we've got 10th frame underway here. We have, looks like Aaron McCarthy taking a victory here against Jillian Martin. Jillian can max out 213, so that's going to be enough. Shannon O'Keefe, opportunity to shoot 237. Angie Ramirez, max score of 215. Danielle McEwen's going to get the win over Ashley Galante on 11 and 12. 9th and 10th frame to go between Maria Balanova and Christy Leong on 9 and 10. Maria with the 15-pin advantage heading into frame number 9. So unfortunately, not too much drama with these matches, but cool opportunity to watch some top flight competitors finish off their 4th game. Nice 244 for Aaron, 237 for Shannon in victories here. For the young 16-year-old standout, Jillian Martin, a chance, as we said, to get to 213 this game. Still hanging around at plus 190. She has shown the capability to put up big scores in bunches here. Had a phenomenal start to her block yesterday. I believe her first 5 games all north of 230. Is Angie unable to find the double to start the 10th? She's going to be in the 190s with the spare. Matt, in talking about Jillian Martin so much this week and trying to think of, a young standout who, has kind of shown this type of promise. There's only a handful of names that I can think of, even looking at the men's side. I know there was a lot of buzz for Andrew Koff, back around 2009, 2010, and he decided to go a different way. But, you can almost think a little bit about, kind of the trajectory Anthony Simonson has had as a competitor with the success he showed in that kind of age frame. And now that he's turned into a superstar on the PBA tour, could Jillian, potentially be that type of transcendent star on the PWBA tour in just a couple of years?
Well, absolutely. I would agree with that for sure. And it's just a matter of choosing the path. As you noted, Andrew Koff went the route of the educational route, and even to a school that did not have bowling as an option, as an extracurricular. So, for Simonson, another big decision. Was he going to take that route, or did he want to make the jump immediately to the PBA and chase those dreams? And that has obviously worked out well for him. And it's a tough decision at that point. You always want to have that fallback, but when is the timing right? Some other guys went and chose the collegiate route, right? We talk about like a Wesley Lowe or a Cameron Doyle who had great success at 12 or 13 years old and did the progression through the process, and now they're just getting to the PBA tour. Other players on the girls' side, Mabel Cummins, a perfect example. Definitely the caliber to be able to come out and compete and grab checks and make a run at step ladders. But is the timing right? Is the timing right for a Paige Peters, Cameron Peters, some of the junior Team USA players we're seeing come out now? With the uncertainty of a lot of things, the PWBA tour is back. It's certainly a possibility, but how important is that education? Is college bowling? Is the NCAA experience? How much do these players want to be the next McKendree Bearcats and have that team building? A lot of folks will tell you there's nothing absolutely in the world like college bowling or team bowling, but it's not for everybody. Sometimes you try it out. And Anthony Nyer, for example, we saw him win a couple times at Junior Gold. Went to McKendree, wasn't for him. Not saying that it was McKendree per se. It's just he wanted to go home and chase some other goals, and now he'll be bowling on the PBA tour. So it's a timing thing. It's a preference thing. It's a bigger picture. Could Jillian come out right away, right now, and succeed? Absolutely. Could any of those players? Most likely. But in talking to some of them, a lot of them want to focus on the school and the education and take that route and know that this will be here. I think with the Rule 400 that allows the young players to come out and bowl in these events and collect scholarship money, it certainly opens doors that you and I did not have back when we were young players. So back then it was either or. Either you were an adult and on your way to professional bowling in that regard, or you were a youth bowler doing youth events and two separate worlds. Now you get a little taste of that, and it's just big decisions to sit down. And we know that talking with Jillian and her dad, they're very involved with that, and allowing her to do things like this while staying focused on the other aspects too. As long as there's a balance, I think she can do both, right? And there's the formality of you can't have the title and the banner until you are a member, but for some, it's about the experience. So I say potentially she keeps bowling in every event that she can, while balancing things out and doing all of the things, and really maybe becomes a trailblazer for others and sets the way and helps define how that can be done. And maybe you don't have to choose. Maybe you can have it all, especially now in our digital world. You can take school on the road with you, right? So all these players, they're able to work on the road, do school on the road. And I think if it wasn't for that, if this was a classroom only situation, maybe we don't see Jillian here this week.
Excellent points, Matthew. I appreciate the deep dive there into the question as well. JT is going to come back here before we get to game 5. JT.
Yeah, just a quick update, guys. Shannon O'Keefe, that game, saw her miss a spare early in the game, and she likes missing spares about as much as I like when, the elastic on my socks starts wearing out and my socks fall down. It's pretty frustrating. But then that just woke her up, and she threw the back seven, shot 237. Danielle McEwen shot 224. They're probably going to be second and third after, the results update for this game. So I think we might have one of the early answers for who the best players in the world are after 500 days. It's probably still the same two players that were the best in the world 500 days ago. We're starting to get a pretty clear answer on that right now, but just thought that would be interesting for you.
Yes, that's we've talked to Shannon many times about spare shooting, and that's part of the frustrations of being a collegiate coach. And something we saw quite a bit actually on Bowl TV last year throughout the course of the season is that those give me spares at the professional level. Shannon says sometimes she goes multiple tournaments without missing a single pin, and then you look at when you watch the collegiate bowling, not necessarily that high of a percentage in comparison, but I know that frustrates her, and it's we kind of saw that fire kind of in the middle of the block yesterday, where she was just at a different level playing. It seemed like she was playing a different game for a little bit there before slowing down at the end of the block. So it might be time to head back over to Shannon and see what she has in store for Game 5.
Yeah, I'm going to go update the game of graphic because I'm late for that now. But I will say before I leave, that is a huge thing. It's very hard to focus for all of these games, for every shot. And it's very easy when you're trying to figure out how to strike and get the ball to go through the pins and make adjustments to have a momentary lapse and miss a spare. And I think that's what happened there, but it woke Shannon up, and she tries to use every bit of those moments as a way to snap back and get her better and better and better. And I'll tell you what, after she missed that spare, it was just lock focus for the rest of the game. She threw the back seven.
We'll see her now on 11 and 12, taking on Erin McCarthy, our tournament leader, after 3. We'll see if the standings still say that after 4. But JT, thank you for the extra look there on Shannon O'Keefe. All right, folks. Game number 5 now underway here at the Bowlers Journal Classic at the International Training and Research Center in Arlington, Texas. My name is Aaron Smith, alongside Matt Cannizzaro for Bowl TV. Jason Thomas, our sideline reporter, doing all the work inside the ITRC with our unique procedures and protocols for this particular set of events. 4 total events throughout the course of the week, 3 national stops, 1 regional, all going through January 26th. This is day 2 overall of actual competition. We've had practice, we had unofficial practice as well, but we are in the midst of our first event, the Bowlers Journal Classic, and today is the day we will crown our first champion of 2021. Matt, it's just been so incredible to think that we had very few opportunities to do that in 2020. I know you're going to have a unique perspective talking to the champion today after it's all said and done, kind of getting that perspective of this moment. For you, just kind of thinking about the enormity of this event, I feel that's got to be pretty special just in general to be able to kind of write about this historic moment.
Well, I mean, it's certainly an honor for sure to be able to tell those stories. But again, we can talk about what route to take there. I mean, did we go the simple, obvious route? Hey, bowling has returned for the first time in 500 days, and you're the first champion since 2019. Or at what point are we past that? And it's just PWBA competition, and hey, you're a champion. I think part of that depends on who it is, for sure. First time winner. Somebody who's had a close call, a long time coming, and certainly the time in between opportunities is part of the conversation. But we're going to transition away from that, and then PWBA bowling will be the new normal. So I'm sure we'll talk about some of that as we strategize heading into the step ladder. Of course, we can't ignore the fact that it has been so long. We've missed so much, but again, depending on the storyline behind the champion, for somebody like Shannon O'Keefe, she won 5 times in 2019, on the way to Player of the Year for the second consecutive year, and It's somebody else, Jillian Martin or Ashley Conte, first-time winner. All of the underlying storylines. I think there's potential for a typical Matt Cannizzaro story here that might go on and on and on and tell all the stories at once. So, if you like to read, this might be the night to check it out.
We'll be looking forward to that later tonight. We do have standings posted through 4. Erin McCarthy continues to lead. She is one of 2 players who's 4-0 overall so far in match play. She is now at plus 471, has put 60 pins between herself and Danielle McCune in second place, plus 411. Shannon O'Keefe at plus 363 in third. And kind of what we talked about, Maria Jose Rodriguez with that 289 jumps to plus 296. And all of a sudden, she is in the top 4, just like that, in the cut for the stepladder finals. First player out, Lindsay Boomershine, who we mentioned had a big 248 on 1 and 2 last game. She's also 4-0. She's at plus 278. Angie Ramirez Perea plus 257. Ashley Galante plus 224. Valerie Bercier plus 223. Missy Parkin plus 221. So 2 games ago, Missy was in second place. She has dropped all the way to 9th after games of 178 and 152. So very important for Missy to get going once again. Jillian Martin at plus 202. Maria Balanova plus 93. And Christy Leong plus 78. Your top 12 in the field at the moment. So Erin McCarthy, Danielle McEwen, the first players to surpass the plus 400 mark. Erin kind of looks like she's, we talked about, 1 or 2 players looking to kind of create some distance headed into this final block. And Erin and Danielle seem poised to be the 2 to do so here with just 2 games left to go.
Well, Erin, I think of all the players we've talked to over 2020, Danielle and Erin, 2 of them for different reasons and taking different journeys through the year. And, you can't help but root for Erin McCarthy after all of her hard work and dedication and what she's done on the front lines as a nurse. And, to be able to have this, not so much relief, but just this other opportunity to step away from some of that for a minute now that we're on the way to a better 2021 and that she can kick back and do what she loves a little bit. So, you want to see success for her there. And then, for Danielle and all the other players, Danielle travels probably more than anybody. She has 100% dedicated her career to bowling and traveling and fitness and being an athlete. Not that the others haven't, but, many other players have full-time jobs and other commitments. It's hard. As I said yesterday, and I got called on it. We said it was a favorite player. Obviously, it's 36 of my favorite players right now. So 12 of them, they're all terrific and great in some regard. And as much, as in our role, you don't want to cheer and root for people. You kind of have to. And inside, I'm cheering for all of them. I know they all can't win, but no matter who it is, it's going to be a fun story to tell.
Excellent stuff, Matthew. Erin McCarthy rings the 10 pin there. She finds herself down 2 pins early on against Shannon O'Keefe. And, it's always a talking point when a player switches brands. Erin making the move a little bit later in 2020 to Motive. So expanding the Motive team out here on the PWBA Tour. You kind of were talking about it last game as Maria was going for 300, that the Motive staff a little limited compared to some of the bigger companies out there, kind of looking at, Brunswick, EBI, them coming together. That's a pretty big group. Storm, Roto, 900 Global as well. Motive is just a couple of players who kind of regularly compete on tour. Erin and Maria being one of them, along with Summer Jasmine. We asked Erin about that during the PWBA podcast, and she said, obviously there are some differences between all 3 of their games, but she thinks that kind of having that smaller group is going to be advantageous for her, just because it's going to be a little bit easier to process the information. Sometimes you got so much information coming from all around. she said she felt, like this could be an opportunity for her to kind of be able to focus a little bit more on the execution, and it certainly has showed, as she has literally been in the top 2 or 3 throughout the course of this entire event so far.
Well, Aaron, of course, and speaking of the number of staff members, certainly in jest, of course, Motive newer to the scene and stuff, and while the EBI folks, 7 brands in one, or for the Storm crew, 3 different brands, making some waves, adding great names and people, on both the PWBA tour and the PBA tour, and just in different ways. And not saying anything negative there, just pointing out mathematics in a fun way. Just some great additions to that group and that team. And you're absolutely right. Sometimes having the smaller crew allows for some more of that one-on-one attention and the conversations and be able to make things happen. As Nathan said yesterday too, the time away for the Motive brand allowed the development of some newer equipment and expansion of the arsenal. And so where some things might have been a little more limited when we saw them last. For Maria, he mentioned especially that is far different now in 2021. So a lot happening and changes and movers and shakers in the bowling world, and all for the good, of course, and benefits and ups and downs for all of it. And just pleased to have the support and to be able to have the players and the ball reps and their insight and all of that good stuff out here on the tour.
Folks, as we kind of get to the halfway point here of game number 5, we're going to pull a little sneak on you. We're going to have the giveaway this game 5. So, Matt, what frame you like here coming up for the giveaway?
I like 7. 7's a good number.
7's a good number? Okay, it's going to be here soon. So let's see. How about, after Shannon's shot here, Aaron's going to go up twice. When Shannon steps up in the 7th frame, we will start the giveaway for the Fitbit Versa 2 for all you good folks here watching on bowltv.com. So get ready, folks. Get ready. It's giveaway time. Let's go. You gotta get excited, Maddie.
I'll be excited if I win. Can I win?
We are not eligible to win, I'm afraid. So
Jason Thomas did give me this shirt. So this PWBA polo, and
that is a good looking shirt.
So we can match today on the show, right? So
we're looking good here, Maddie.
Yeah,
looking
I
good.
walked into the show as a winner already.
So we'll get that set up for the good folks at Bowl TV. Once again, during match play round 2, be on the lookout, since this is the Bowlers Journal Classic, a lifetime subscription to Bowlers Journal, as well as maybe one other cool gift. And of course, the PS4 during the stepladder final tonight, 9 p.m. Eastern. You need a subscription to watch and to be eligible to win. Good question in the chat. How do you win? It's going to be pretty simple. We're going to just send it out on the screen. You should see it in the bottom left-hand corner. There'll be an option to click Submit Entry, and that's all you have to do. You're entered, and then they will pick a winner, and you'll be good to go. Our marketing team will reach out to you after the fact. So it's nice and simple. We'll let you know once it's started. You'll see it up on the screen, and we'll be rolling.
Aaron, I know you're about to kick that off, and best of luck to all of our viewers. I also wanted to point out in that moment that Aaron McCarthy probably has the coolest nickname on the tour as well. So big fan of the Muffin. It actually showed up yesterday when she came on to chat. She was in the waiting room and said Muffin. It's good stuff. I like one of her jerseys with the muffins on it as well. So always enjoy when the others refer to her as that as well.
All right, folks. Shannon O'Keefe getting ready here. It's almost time. What a strike. How about that? Let's get it going here. That's what we're talking about. So once again, folks, all you have to do, it'll count down here saying that the giveaway is starting soon. And then from there, just click submit entry. It'll count down again. We got about 100 seconds, 105 to get it going. So let's do the thing. Going to bring JT in back again. He's got Fitbit.
Yeah, I'm just going to hold it here so you guys can drool over it while you're entering the contest. But this is what you're going to win. And then after we have our winner, I'm gonna lick the box and everything so that when we send it out, I don't have COVID, so that's the good news. I've been tested recently. So I'm just kidding. I'm not going to lick the box. We'll ship it out. We'll keep it in the packaging. And then I have one more thing to show you before I finish my time on the air.
All right. And the giveaway is counting down here, folks. Once again, submit entry. JT does not have the mask is foolproof, so he cannot actually do that because he has to wear the mask at all times. So we are going to...
Angie Ramirez just asked if she could have it.
I feel Angie would already have one. I feel she
does. She's actually showing it to me right now.
Okay, so there we go.
So she doesn't need one.
Aaron McCarthy has taken the advantage in this matchup now as Shannon O'Keefe has been unable to double since the third frame. She had liked the right lane, the left lane not so much, as Aaron McCarthy's going to step up, looking to make it 4 in a row. It's almost time here, folks.
It feels like the longest 100 seconds.
It is. I had to start dancing to remove the awkward, uncomfortable silence.
And folks, it looks like Tim Makowski winning the Fitbit Versa 2. So Tim, congratulations. Thank you for being a part of Bowl TV, and our marketing team will be reaching out to you soon for information on how to pick that up. So the first Fitbit of the week. Uh-oh.
Yeah, this is I've been slipping on the sideline reports a little bit. I haven't been showing as much as I could have. I'm actually playing right next to, I've been playing Super Mario Brothers with Mike Flanagan. So anyway, we'll box it back up for you. We're giving this puppy away tonight on the stepladder.
There it is, the PS4 stepladder. Need that subscription to watch, though, folks, to watch it live. Join Bowl TV, the place to click to get that set up to make sure you don't miss it. If you're already a subscriber, we definitely appreciate it, though. So yeah, a lot to look forward to tonight, along with crowning a champion, a chance to win right here on Bowl TV. JT, thank you for showing off the cool giveaways.
Yeah, enjoy Game 6. Well, the rest of Game 5 and Game 6.
I like it.
Yep. See you later.
Thanks, JT.
Aaron, so far, Aaron McCarthy's enjoying Game 5 quite a bit. She is undefeated so far in match play, 4-0, has risen well to the top of the standings, 60-pin lead over McEwen and over 100 pins and Keefe, who's in third place. So an untimely 10-pin there, but I mean, is there ever a good time for one? Probably not, but she cleaned it up and is well out ahead here in this 5th of 6 games of match play. And O'Keefe again in the position to just get all she can and try to maintain her spot in or around the top 4 and just grab the pin, get ready for the final game of the spot. And then, as JT already alluded to, almost lunchtime. And then 6 more games coming up this afternoon.
Nice shot there from Shannon to set up her 10th frame. She's like that right lane, the left lane. Quite a few 9 counts her last time up, but she can still get to 229 and force Aaron to mark here to collect the victory. But she will have to get all 10 to cooperate first. Taking a quick look at some other matches. Pretty good one going on 9 and 10. We could head there next between Angie Ramirez-Perea and Lindsay Boomershine. Danielle McEwen, 7 out of 8 strikes so far against Christy Leong. She's in position to collect another victory. Maria Jose Rodriguez ahead of Ashley Galante in 5 and 6. Valerie Bercier in position to take the victory over Jillian Martin on 3 and 4, and a little bit too early to tell. Pretty close between Maria Bolanova and Missy Parkin on 1 and 2. So with the 3.610 there, that drops Shannon's max down to 209. So for Erin, just stay behind the foul line. She's going to collect the victory. Let's head over to 9 and 10 real quick, since we know Erin's going to grab the W here. Between Angie and Lindsay. Right now, the difference 2 pins, but Angie can push it to 12 if she's able to set up her 10th frame with a strike here.
So, Aaron, you've done this for a minute. At what point in the day do you think do we start seeing the fire and the running and out and the slap outs and the fist pumps and all that good stuff? Obviously, the closer we get to the TV show, but at what point does that really get going?
You know, to be honest, Matt, I think, obviously we kind of know the players' tendencies of who likes to show emotion, who's a little more laid back, things of that nature. But, I think throughout the course of the day, we've probably seen it a little more subdued this round. But, that as important as those 30 pins are, there's no reason not to get a little excited about throwing a big double to collect those bonus pins. But I definitely expect to see the excitement. We've talked about it so much, just the wait for the last, nearly 500 days since the last PWBA tour stop. And you know what? Just being part of that stepladder final is going to be, something you're going to want to talk about for a long time. Just the adversity of a lost season in 2020, the uncertainty of this tournament happening over the course of, several months from the schedule announcement to having it all happen. It's just such a big moment in not only PWBA history to kick off the year, but for bowling as well, to try and kind of get back to everything that we had kind of set up over the course of the previous season.
But now you mentioned the historic part of it, and of course the PWBA being back, and this will be one to remember. If you recall, of course, the PWBA came back in 2015 after being gone since 2003. I think a great trivia question for the folks out there who remembers, because it actually ties into this moment right here. Who won that first PWBA Tour event when the tour relaunched in 2015?
Definitely a great question. Someone who I know who knows the answer is Jason Thomas. He's not going to spoil it, though. JT, what's up?
What was the question?
We asked who won the first PWBA Tour event at the relaunch in 2015.
Oh yeah, of course I know that. Do you want me to tell you?
No, we're gonna let the folks in the chat.
Okay. Well, I'm glad I asked. I'm glad I didn't just blurt out the answer like I used to do when I was in 4th grade. No, I just wanted to say Erin McCarthy just had a huge match with Shannon O'Keefe there in game number 5. She took that one 246 to 209. But I just want to say, we're reporters and historians, like you mentioned. But how appropriate of a story would it be for Erin McCarthy to come out and win this first event? I mean, she's a hero. She probably has the best karma coming into this event for everything that she's done in the 500 days since the last tour event. And just how amazing would it be for a frontline worker, a nurse, to take home this first title in the return of the PWBA?
Storylines galore, but yeah, that's it would be tough to defeat that one. That's an incredible story. And yes, she is putting herself in position. Her and Danielle are starting to create some separation at the top of the field as we wrap up this first round.
Yeah, and I don't want to say it too loud because she might be able to hear me. And those kind of things get in your head. So, I mean, that's something you have to block out when you're one of these players. You can't be thinking about stuff like that, like the stuff we think about and the stuff we like. It would be a great story, but she's got to block all that out. And so I'm trying not to talk too loud to to put it in her head, but it would be an amazing story.
Absolutely so, JT. Another close match ongoing right now. Lindsay Boomershine taking on Angie Ramirez Perea on 9 and 10. Two players who have worked their way into the mix. Lindsay has been one. We mentioned Angie at the beginning of the broadcast, kind of having the hot hand to start. Lindsay's really been strong these past couple of games.
Yeah, this is her wheelhouse. This is, it's getting to the point in the block where you can get the ball going a little bit left to right, and that's what she likes to do. I think probably the question for her is, can she hang on, in the early games, in this afternoon and evening, to put herself in position to make a run late to make the show.
Well, she is in position to put all the pressure on Angie Ramirez here. And to get into the 230s, Angie would have to double in the 10th and get good count to secure the victory and the bonus pins. The all-important fill ball coming up next.
Yeah, and we talked about Angie last game winning with that 160, and these are such huge moments in match play. That's why round robin match play is so awesome. You have these huge moments where you can throw a double and steal an extra 30 on top of the pins that you get for just throwing the double. So these are huge moments.
Angie so far on the day, 2-2, had a big 277 to start, but 167, 194 her last two games. So good for the confidence regardless, finding some strikes here in game 5.
As soon as this shot is thrown, guys, I need to go change the game of graphic because I don't want to mess that up.
All right, JT, here we go. Needs it for a chance at the match, and
wow, great shot.
7.
Those are the ones that keep you up at night. Cost you 20 plus another 30. 50 pin swing right there. Just crazy.
Absolutely. JT, thank you again for swinging by. We'll let you get back to it, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thanks, guys.
All right, definitely a big opportunity there for Angie. She threw a great shot. She comes into this match 21 pins behind Lindsay in the standings. So obviously a win here would have allowed her to jump up at least the one spot, but she'll be in the 220s, grab a few sticks. Boomershine will take not only the plus 33, but 30 bonus pins as well, as she tries to close the gap on Maria Jose Rodriguez and Shannon O'Keefe. And then just ahead of that, Danielle McHugh and Erin McCarthy pulled ahead some more at the big win over Shannon. So some more separation perhaps, and some excitement. And again, we'll readjust our storylines and our strategy coming into the second half of match play. But one more big game coming up next, 6th game in the block, and give us an idea maybe what to expect, score wise and transition wise, as we get back to block number 2 this afternoon. It'll be fresh oil again, so it should be a similar situation to today. Who bowled well on the fresh, who bowled well later, and what kind of adjustments will they make during the break to be able to figure out where they struggled and overcome some of those things.
All right, folks, we'll take a quick look at live scoring. We see our good friend Lou Marquez, USBC Gold coach and part of the ITRC Pro Shop staff, helping out, getting ready. Big thank you to all of our folks on the staff side, along with the athletes who are being safe down there in the ITRC. I mentioned Lou. We got Nick Harishny as well as part of the ITRC staff. Tennille Milligan, our director of operations. Rob Gottschall, Caitlin Nelson, Jason Thomas, of course, Mike Flanagan helping out as well. So a big thank you to them for being part of this experience, helping the players stay safe, and giving us some bowling to watch here as we get closer and closer to being able to announce our first champion of 2021. All right, Matt, we've talked about quite a bit here. I feel like heading over to 5 through 8 for this final game. We'll have Missy Parkin, Danielle McEwen, Erin McCarthy, and Lindsay Boomershine. How you feel about that?
You can't go wrong. I'm on board. Again, there are 12 of my favorite players in all of the world.
All right, folks, we're going to go ahead and let them get started here for the final game of this round here. We'll be back today, 5 p.m. Eastern, for the final round of match play at the 2021 PWBA Bowlers Journal Classic at the ITRC in Arlington, Texas. Once again, a big thank you to Bowlers Journal for their continued support of the PWBA Tour. Of course, you can pick up your subscription to the great monthly magazine by visiting bowlersjournal.com. But for right now, we're going to hop off the screen for a second. We're going to let you watch the bowling. We'll be right back to conclude this round here on Bowl TV. Thanks again. Welcome back, everybody, to the final game of round one match play here at the Bowlers Journal Classic, taking place at the International Training and Research Center in Arlington, Texas. My name is Aaron Smith, joined by Matt Cannizzaro and Jason Thomas as well, who's reporting from inside the ITRC. Right now, we are joined here in this final game of this block by Aaron McCarthy and Lindsay Boomershine. To your right on lanes 7 and 8, and Missy Parkin and Danielle McEwen squaring off on lanes 5 and 6. An early report from JT, a nice match brewing on 11 and 12. Jillian Martin taking on Maria Jose Rodriguez. Jillian with the front 5. Maria, after starting a spare 3 in a row, 8 count in the 5th frame for her. So we will keep an eye on that as well as we move. Toward the end of this block. We do have an update on results as well, so we'll be getting to those to you shortly here on BowlTV.com. As we head into this final game, Aaron McCarthy continues to lead the way. Now 5 and 0 on the day. She also has the high 5-game block so far of all of our competitors still in the field. 12:02 for her 5 games, which is just north of 240. She's at plus 547 and beginning to solidify her spot in the top 4, moving ahead. Danielle McEwen in second place. She's 4 and 1 in this block at plus 481. And then we see some separation here. More than 100 pins to third place. Shannon O'Keefe, 3 and 2 so far in match play, is at plus 372. Lindsay Boomershine taking advantage of her 5 wins so far. She is also undefeated. Has now moved into the top 4 at plus 341. Maria Jose Rodriguez, the first player out, at plus 314. Valerie Bercier, plus 290. Angie Ramirez Perea at plus 283. Ashley Galante at plus 242. Missy Park at plus 241. Jillian Martin plus 195. Maria Bolanova at plus 82. And Christy Leong rounds out the field at plus 45. So in taking a quick look at that 4th spot at plus 341, you still have all the way to 10th place within about 150 pins or so, which can easily be made up in round-robin match play. McCarthy has been cool, calm, and collected today throughout this match play block as she's looking for her 3rd consecutive strike. Kicks out the 10 with authority. Always got to love to see that 6-pin snap it out like that. But her game so far, 267, 224, 221, 244, and 246. With that, let's bring in Mr. Matt Cannizzaro once again. And Matt, Aaron's been super consistent here. What do you like that you're seeing from her so far today?
I definitely like that. The repeatability, the consistency, and she obviously found something that worked, and it hasn't changed much for her. And just again fixing those few things that maybe didn't go quite right yesterday. And the good news for Aaron, of course, we're coming back next squad on the fresh. And we get to do it all over again. So she's taking good notes and doing what works and putting up some big numbers. That's important, too. Of course, we saw some big scores not win today, but Aaron has been consistent and victorious. And those 30 bonus pins times 5, that's adding up. I mean, that's more than the difference between being in the step ladder at this point and being out. So, I think in her case, I bet she wishes this was 12 straight, just to keep doing what she's doing. But there's a break and an opportunity to mentally reset, but also test herself a little bit on how she handles that moment and maintaining the momentum rather than letting it get the best of her, I guess, which is entirely possible in some cases too.
Absolutely. Great break there for Danielle McEwen to keep it 4 in a row. She didn't believe it, but late trip of the 2-7 over on 11 and 12. JT is sending us a note here that business is about to pick up in our matchup between Jillian Martin and Maria Jose Rodriguez. So 7 in a row for Jillian. Let's take a quick moment to head over there. Take a look to our end pair in play this week. Is Maria bowling a pretty solid game so far, but gonna need some help along the way. Jillian 7 for 7. Great shot there though, and a great look at Nathan's hair too. He's been he is just tall enough to be a nuisance on 11 and 12. The young standout, 16 years old, earned her spot on Junior Team USA for 2020 with a phenomenal performance at Junior Gold in 2019 in the greater Detroit area. Leading qualifying, she opted to bowl up into the U20 division and ended up leading. She's going to be looking for 8 in a row here. Gotta love it. Love the enthusiasm. And she's a player, JT, who needs a big game like this to get right back in the mix.
Yeah, I was just going to say that. We're watching someone with the front 8, but you can't understate how important this game is for positioning going into tonight. A big game here is going to launch her up the leaderboard and give her a chance. When she has lunch today, she'll say, hey, I've got a chance at making this show. If she can shoot 300 here and pop another 130 on the board, I'm right there. So, this last game is huge for positioning going into tonight.
And that's something that we had asked her father, John, during the podcast a couple of days ago. What was, Jillian's expectations for the week? And he clearly said, win.
Yeah, win. Win.
And a big finish here could put her in position to make the step ladders.
Wow. Got to pop at it, guys.
We got it. We're here. I don't know if you guys caught that, but I even leaned back to hope, for some push there. I was getting excited. I need to get off the schneid here. I'm over $1 million this year. So
Aaron's running it out in this chair up there.
I could do that. It's just you got the cord here. That would end poorly for me and the headphones. So we'll have to watch out for that. But for Maria, she can still get to 257 this game, and she's another player who's right in the mix. This is going to be an exciting final block later today, JT. We were talking about it before you came on. Jillian was in 10th place to start this game, and she was about 150 pins back of 4th. And so we got all those players, and we got some big games here. It's going to be fun to look at the standings heading into the break, and our media engine will be going crazy.
Well,
scenarios and stories.
The gamers are going to make a run this game, and you got Shannon O'Keefe, possible 279, Danielle McEwen, possible 280, Erin McCarthy, possible 249, and Jillian Martin, possible 300. So, that separates the ladies from the girls, right? Is that the proper terminology?
I'm not going to go there, folks. But yeah, this is exciting stuff here on BullTV.com. Remember, folks, we are going to be offering this coverage again. Match play round 2 coming up later tonight. You can watch it for free with a login, but once we get to the step ladder finals and a chance to win that PS4 that JT showed off earlier, you will have to purchase a subscription to watch it live and be part of that experience. A couple of ways to do that. Of course, we have the annual for $79.95, the monthly for $9.95. You can pick up an event pass for all 4 events here at the Kickoff Classic for $12.95. Or if you just want to watch the finals of the Bowlers Journal Classic tonight, that's $4.95. So as JT, you mentioned, that's less than a fancy cup of coffee at Starbucks.
That it is. That it is. Do it. Do it. You will not be sorry. I'm gonna let you go, guys, because if Jillian pops off this 300, I want to get her in here for you guys to talk to right after. So I'm gonna get ready for that. Okay.
Fantastic. Thanks, JT.
Yep.
So, Aaron, did we see a little bit of gamesmanship from the youngster Jillian after the ninth one that locked up the match? So she got out of the bonus pins. There's nothing Maria could have done at that point to beat her, but I think she walked back around in front of Maria and kind of a little taunt, if not intentional.
I will say that I would describe Jillian as not afraid of the challenge in any situation here. From just what we've seen so far on the lanes, we kind of talked about with her junior gold of being perfectly fine. She probably would have been an easy candidate to pick for the stepladder finals in the U15 division. She elected to challenge herself in the U20 division. Ended up leading qualifying to earn that spot on Junior Team USA on her way to a solid finish there. But I like it. I like the intensity. She's shown it all day. So even some of the games where the match was decided, throwing a big double to keep a shot at 210 or 220 alive. She's been showing that emotion. And if we get a couple strikes here, wow, this is going to be just so awesome to see unfold.
Well, terrific opportunity for her to be able to be here. I think when we were 16, we were dreading going to PE class or whatever, where she is bowling against the best women in the world and now stepping up with the front nine with a chance at the perfect game of this year for the PWBA.
Oh, wow. Fantastic shot from Jillian. Showing a little fire there, walking it off. I like it. Just watching the ball shape up a little bit as it sends all 10 back. Front 10. Jillian Martin, 16 years old, from Stowe, Ohio, a member of Junior Team USA, and on the verge of a historic moment here. Here at the Bowlers and Journal Classic. Whew. All right, Maddie.
We're ready. She's taking a deep breath. You're taking a deep breath. It's a big moment, and the namesake, of course, of the event, Bowlers Journal, the world fame on the line.
Jillian Martin looking for 11 in a row to start the final game here. He's going to have a chance to get up the hill. Oh, mix them up. Here we go, folks. Front 11, Jillian Martin.
Double fist bump. There was some fire on that one for sure. How cool is that?
This is so awesome. We're on the cusp of the first 300 of the 2021 season here at the Bowlers Journal Classic. 16-year-old Jillian Martin with the front 11. All brought to you live here, folks, on BowlTV.com. JT is saying, inside note, this would be her first 300 ever. What? No way. Holy cow, folks. This is I got chills just thinking about this. Jillian Martin going for her first career 300 here, live on Bowl TV at the PWBA Bowlers Journal Classic. We'll find a little hold.
Oh, man.
299, the 4-pin left standing for Jillian. Holy cow, what a game to wrap up her block in the win against Maria Jose Rodriguez, and makes a huge jump in the standings as well. We'll get those to you later, but holy cow, what a performance, Matthew. That's just, I got goosebumps right now. I don't know about you, but I do.
And I was feeling it on the inside. I was trying to let you have that moment. I felt like that was your 300 moment. You're going to let it go, and off screen here, I think the crowd was rooting for you. Were you going to run it out? Were you going to slap it out? Can we get a let's go? What is Aaron's touchdown dance on TV? I was trying to sit back, and obviously you can see me, but letting you have it. And, so close. Great shot. Maybe a tad bit slower. You can ask for more to be in that position and deliver. It still picked up 129 pins in her quest to make the step ladder. Of course, number one goal for the week is to win. Make one cut, then the next. So made the top 12. Eyes on the top 4 right now, and games like that will certainly help. And here she is, ready to talk to us.
That's right. Thanks to JT for sitting up. We're bringing in Jillian now to the show. Jillian, hello.
Hi.
We got to start off right now. JT said that would have been your first 300 ever?
My first sanctioned one, yeah.
Holy cow. Talk about the pressure of, potentially going for your first certified 300 at a PWBA tour event. That was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it was super crazy. I just kind of got up there. I started throwing. I had a lot of struggles on that lane yesterday, so I didn't know how it was going to go. But I just kept going. I was kind of having fun, staying loose. And, I mean, I just got there, and it was crazy. It was a lot of pressure, but I enjoyed the moment. And I didn't get it done, but I'm still pretty happy with that. So.
Well, Jillian, tell us about that 10th frame stepping up. Obviously, the number 9 is one feeling. You got the 10th one. You got the 11th one. It looked like a double fist pump.
Yeah.
Tell us about the 10th frame in general, and then getting up for that last shot. Big moment.
Well, obviously, I was super nervous, just in general, but just drinking a lot of water too. But it was pretty crazy because I've never really been there before, and just to be able to do it out here, I was just trying to calm myself down as much as I could. Just tell myself it's the same as the first frame. You're just going up here to throw a few more strikes, and I did that on the first 2 shots. Ultimately, the last shot just kind of got to me a little too much. The second one, I rolled it a little too much, so it came up light. So I don't know if I overthought a little bit or what happened, but overall, I'm still good with it.
Now, Jillian, we've been talking about the standings all day. Top 4 make it to the stepladder finals later tonight, and that huge performance puts you right in the mix. Talk a little bit about just going into this final round, knowing you have a chance to make a stepladder finals here at a PWBA tour event.
I mean, it's crazy. It's surreal. Honestly, I haven't even processed the fact that I just shot that. But I'm just going to go out there and do what I always do and just try to be myself and stay calm and make great shots. So I feel pretty good now. The lanes might play different later. They might play the same. We'll see what happens.
Well, Jillian, good luck the rest of the way. Get the break, enjoy some lunch, and come back strong on the second block, and we'll see you then.
Thank you.
Hey, Jillian, I got a quick question before we let you go. During this break here, do you have any homework to attend to?
I actually do. So I will be reading my statistics book and doing a couple reading quizzes. So yeah.
All right. Well, we'll let you have some fun with that. Not too much fun, though. Okay.
Yeah. Probably not too much, but it's okay.
All right, Jillian. We'll let you enjoy the moment, but we'll see you soon here on Bowl TV. Great
Thank
bowling,
you.
and we'll see you later.
Yeah. Awesome.
Oh, Matt Cannizzaro, what a moment here on Bowl TV. Let's go. There you go.
There it
We're
is.
going to get it in. We got it in.
Aaron Smith bringing the noise. Very cool.
Oh, I don't even know what happened. I kind of blacked out. Is bowling still going on? What do we have? Let's see. We still got some bowling going on 1 through 4, it looks like. So let's head over there to wrap up the block. But that was one of the most phenomenal things I've ever seen here in the bowling world. Just wow, what a moment. JT, I see you're lined up. JT, holy cow.
Yeah, I sorry guys, I can't help you on the break. I got to do my statistics homework.
I'm going to start using that excuse more often when you guys are asking for stuff for me to get ready. I got to work the homework angle in, but wow, just I couldn't believe it when you wrote it that potentially her first certified 300 at this event and that moment too. We talked about the stakes a little bit, but just I mean.
Yeah,
I got goosebumps still.
No, I do right now myself. I mean, we had John and Jillian on Chad Murphy's show a few months back, and I did a pre-interview with them to talk about what we were going to talk about on Chad's show, and that was one of the factoids he gave me is that she's never bowled 300, and I was like, you've got to be kidding me. I mean, she comes out and averages 230 in a PWBA event. She's never bowled 300. It's just like she doesn't bowl league. She bowls only on sport conditions. She may now, but I know at the time that was the rationale for it. And so she's just never had a chance to do it. And so when she had it, I went over and asked John, I said, hey, has she done it yet? And he's like, no, this would be her first one. I'm like, man, that would be pretty cool. Still pretty cool that she got 299. But my guess is once she gets that first one, she's going to throw quite a few.
I would say so. She is definitely in line for a couple and doing it on a tough condition here, 39-foot pattern at the Bowlers Journal Classic. And just, again, to put herself right in the mix here to make this top four is just
it's a great story. It's a great story. I mean, 16 years old, she's going to go do her stats homework and then come back and maybe win her first PWBA title tonight. Unbelievable story. And you got to watch it here on Bowl TV. I mean, that's the kind of stuff we do. That's the kind of stuff you'll get to see. So subscribe now.
Absolutely. Thanks, JT. JT, while we got you here, are we going to have anyone else swing by before we wrap up this round of qualifying or of match play?
Nirvana, when they did the Unplugged record, they finished with the closing song, "Where Did You Sleep Last Night?" And it was one of the most amazing performances I've ever seen. And people were clapping and wanting him to come out and do an encore. And Kurt Cobain said, "I'm not coming back out, guys. That's all I got. That's the best I can do." So that would be my advice to you. We just finished on about as high a note as you can. And we'll let people come back at 4:00 and watch this great action again, 4:00 Central Time.
I agree completely. All right, JT, we'll let you get prepared. Don't spend too much time on your stats homework down there either. And we'll see you soon for the final round of match play at the Bowlers Journal Classic at 5 p.m. Eastern.
Yep. Great job, guys.
Thanks, sir.
All right, Matt, just looks like one shot left here before we wrap up this block. As JT said, we'll go ahead. We got our interview in with Jillian. That was so awesome. I'm still I don't know if not knowing what to say is a good thing in this situation, but I don't know what to say. So,
are you gonna be okay? This is just one step, and it's only gonna get better the rest of the day. We got 6 games coming up. We got a position round and a step ladder. And, we've seen the highlight videos, and it's only gonna get more exciting. So make sure you make those bathroom runs and do what you got to do, and hopefully your heart can take it because they're bringing it. So we're here to deliver it.
All right, folks, we'll keep it short and sweet here. Thank you again for joining us here on BowlTV.com for the PWBA Bowlers Journal Classic. We'll be back at 5 p.m. Eastern for the final round of match play to determine the top 4 for the stepladder finals later tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern right here on Bowl TV. Once again, please tell your friends, family, all the bowling lovers that you know that you have the opportunity to watch this final round of match play. We saw how crazy this was. We got one more to go. Free of charge. Just got to create a login on bowltv.com. But if you want to experience a stepladder final, watch it live, you have to have a subscription that also puts you in place to get the PS4. We're giving away a PS4 tonight, folks. So we're going to go ahead, get ready for the next block. There's going to be a lot of great social content, PWBA's social media networks. Check them out. And of course, we'll be back soon here on Bowl TV. But for Jason Thomas, Nathan Borg joined us as well, Eric Krause, all the folks who contributed downstairs. Jason Thomas, that's Matt Canzaro. I'm Aaron Smith. Woo! That was awesome. Thank you, Jillian Martin, to help us finish that squad there with a 299 game. But folks, that's going to do it for now. And remember, on Bowl TV, bowling lives here. See you soon.